players like Zar instead. And Zar, your IGL, the one flexing on around to be playing that bridge. Woody's on the Tejo. Nats, of course, sticking around the Sentinel role here. So RRQ Academy, does this fit right? Will the players be comfortable enough, especially with Icy in the roster right now, for everything to coordinate on the defense?
Yeah, and I think this roster change could be good as well. I think last season when we looked at Zara, I think we felt like he was a little bit more quiet compared to the rest of his teammates. Impactful, yeah, but not as, as loud as making a bang compared to his teammates. So coming into this season, I think I talked a little bit with Sky about what to expect from Zar. They said that Zar has been slowly trying to find his confidence in these games, and I'm really hoping it can show here and now.
I mean, it's tough to be the IGL for an Academy roster, and as of now, perhaps swapping to this different role, swapping to the breach right now, can be more effective for them down the line. Full sense though, of course. Kenya, watch out for him on the breach, but here they come, smokes come out, and it's a B take here for Full sense.
It's quick. The way they come into the site here is silent but deadly. But for RRQ Academy, they're just so undeterred, waiting for the right time to strike. And they do just yet. Nets will be the one holding down the line over, and Tower will eventually fall. That double swing from Full Sense is incredibly potent. But here comes Moria as well, still holding. Not too sure if Full Sense is aware that he refilled that empty space. And they do just that. Two members of Full Sense falls. But the same could be said about Full Sense as well. I see here alone, Moria to fall, and I see the 1v2. Dangerous situation to be in, and he whiffs, and Full Sense wins it out.
Yeah, Full sense, they're able to stabilize on the site. There was the contest there into tower by RRQ Academy. But in the end, the number is too much for Full sense. And this is what we're talking about. Full sense, it's still your core 4 altogether. Opinia, yet again, a player, a legacy player of Full sense. He was there in the old Full sense system anyway. So it's going to be very easy for them to integrate with one another. Very good coordination, very quick take, and giving them the first round of the group stage.
Excited to see more. I mean, you think about it, Full Sense just now, they had a nice little buddy system going on. Always a double swing, always moving together as a team. But it's not stopping quite yet as Full Sense. They are not stopping their barrage at all. But Nats shuts down at the very least, last to fall. But Full Sense, Leviathan and Potter pops 2 hits to their name. And suddenly, the rest of RRQ Academy are slowed down.
Planted.
Yeah, they're just so fast at taking that B side here. On gets one more. And overall, Full sense, they're watching these angles eagerly. Once they take something like Arcade right here, Tash, they expect the flank, they expect the lurk, and with it, they're very keen with players like Sephiroth. It just goes to show that while they clean up for the second round here, it's a system that works, yes, it's a composition from last time around, and Opinia, his job is to fit in where Killua was in the roster previous to his him joining. So far so good. Clean 2 rounds here for Full sense. Let's see what RRQ Academy can do now on their buy round.
I love what you said about filling up that space that Killua had, and I think it was a system that worked. So they found someone who can play very similarly to to Killua before, and I'm loving the fact that it feels like he's almost there, filling in that gap. And I think pretty soon, as more games go, he should be able to just really melt himself in. But so far, so good. They have already had a lot of space, a lot of, I would say, strength as well, success in how they want to play aggressively, and I don't think it's going to stop at all.
Even costing now here as RRQ Academy. It's a 1-for-1, and here comes Full again, Tash.
1 each to their name, but Nats has not been moved at all from the site itself. Has a bit of help as well from his teammate on the site, and they decide to push. Sephiroth very privy to this. Gonna reposition all the way down to the bottom side of the map here, but that's going to be massive. Spots out the gun barrel real quickly, shoots and pops the head of Nats. But the same about Zar.
Oh, Sephiroth's getting caught, and Zar! He's got 2 here. RRQ Academy now with numbers, Leviathan all alone, and an effective push courtesy of Nats and Co there on the defense. Dash, they realized that the weaker side will be B main, knowing that the push came from Arcade. Catches Full sense in the act. Sure, there was a pick from Full sense, but in the end, it was still RRQ holding things together.
Yeah, when you look at how Nats played alongside Moria on the map. It's just,
the whole name,
yeah, the whole name. But the way is like Nats this time around was a little bit more dynamic in how it played, pushed out instead of just holding and waiting for Full sense to push to him. So they were very, very highly anticipating that aggressive push, and they did not allow Full sense to do so.
And of course, Nats and Buddy probably, or even I'm on it now. Nats and Moria, familiar with each other. I think what, 2020 NXL? You guys remember that name? That's such a long time ago. And the Indonesian scene. But then again, it's still full sense now, putting pressure on Sands. They have the gun by this time around Tash, and they're going a spy, but Woody might get the catch here.
You've managed to avoid the razor vines as well, just holding on to the very corner of this smoke. He hears all the sounds over at rope there. As Apiña will mark at the very least, the smokes will eventually fall, and Potter, his back is wide open here. Oh, here we go. Smokes dissipate, swings out here, so quick on, and unfortunately for him, only good for one, but Sephiroth quickly trades back.
Decent 1-for-1. And RRQ Academy, they take care of drop. Icy also peeking here from rope. And the response from RRQ has been very disciplined on the defense here. They stay in their lanes. They look to make the map as close up as possible. And not only that, keep an eye out as Czar is just waiting for the lurk here. Laz might not see this coming.
He definitely didn't. Falls as well.
30 seconds
It's an immediate movement from RRQ. Get one pick, move backwards, just rendezvous with your teammates. And they're not sure where exactly to look right now. Anticipating already, the stun comes up as well, but Full Sense looking to challenge 19 HP left. But REC as well has a nice crossfire with his teammates. Hard to move on, to isolate fights. He can't. RRQ Academy, they shoot back.
Yeah, RRQ looking very flexible right now on this defense. As soon as they withstand the first push from Full Sense, just Full Sense runs out of steam so quickly, and I'd love to see a few changes of that on the attacking side later on. They rely so much on Potter to make that space. What happens when there's this mystery, when there's this hesitation from Potter because of the smokes, because of the setup? From not only rope there, Tash, but also by drop. There's no way the Neon can get in there. The utility doesn't find the value early on, and RRQ Academy take advantage of the situation.
Where are you?
So true. Nice spot as well, just to make sure that Dish is clear. But as soon as Full Sense take up that space, the Razor Vines should buy some time here. And Razor Vines should stall them for quite some time. I think, what, 10 seconds as well? So now for the rest of Full Sense here, they have to pivot to find another different way or risk being crunched.
Yeah, don't worry, it's gonna get nerfed very soon. We're still on 10.05. Once we're on 10.06, that's around 7 seconds left. But yeah, the Vice, very pesky for the stall at least. We've seen from Full Sense on the attack, they use the Vice utility pretty aggressively. They tried to catch players like Nats in tower. They look to prevent Moria from peeking here by the billboard. But then again, Full Sense back to Arcade and back to B they go.
This is massive. Moria just pushes out of the smoke. And the timing has just been massive. Rolling Thunder expanded as well as Nats to find fodder to his name. But he's not done. He pushes the utility, but gets completely punished for it. Probably too much of an overzealous play here. Yeah. So at the very least, I love the fact that for Full Sense, they are very much ready for this initial push.
Well, Full Sense feel like they can go for it. They got the gun. They go for the Nightfall.
30 seconds left.
Laz getting in there, creeping closer and closer. But RRQ have the angle still here.
Remaining.
All they're just doing is waiting with dry angles, a double swing as well with his teammates, and somehow Moria did not get punished for that initial whiff as well.
Wow.
Wow, I'm loving how dynamic RRQ Academy is playing right now. Initially, it looked so terrible in terms of how the starting was happening right now. But for the rest of RRQ Academy, they're okay to give up space. They're okay to play off each other. And I think that's the most important part here. Because what's the most important thing in RRQ Academy is that teamwork.
Yeah, well, you know what's important right now?
What?
Czar's performance here, Tash. We were talking about it a while ago. Czar's trying to find his form, trying to find his footing. Didn't see too much highlights for himself. Back on the controller role. Here an Initiator, here to flex, the IGL. He's got an 8 kills, so this is already such a good sign. And RRQ, they're feeling confident. They're pushing here.
Sometimes you gotta fight fire with fire, and it's something that does work. The info has already been gathered. The Arc Rose should already give them away. But RRQ Academy, they don't care. They just want to hold in. They have a nice pizza formation as well. Oh, I'm pretty sure. No, he can't see the gun barrel.
No way. Like a pixel. If Laz takes one step to the right, he's going to get seen. But to no avail, the Vice blooming in and just blending in towards the wall. The rest of Full Sense will follow suit, but Icy's prepped here.
We saw him, but that swing out from Laz. Oh, man. He does eventually fall. Icy's very much ready for it. As Potter tries to find his way onto A main. It's empty right now. I don't think he's going to see anything there quite yet, but Woody as well. Sharpshooters from RRQ Academy today must be Eid buff because it's day 3 and they're all shooting. No whiffs in sight.
Go, go, go.
Yeah, they're feeling a lot better now. And RRQ Academy, they're prepped for this yet again. The push comes out. The screens are there too. Orbital Strike as well. And overall, RRQ Academy, they've been so ready at these angles for so long, Tash.
30
and even in
left.
the smoke, one awaits.
Shorty.
Spike planted.
Shoots him in the face, but the sprays are a bit much here. Sephiroth just crab walks in there. Only 8 HP left. Not a lot of HP to work with, but all you have to do is just shoot heads, and that's exactly what he tries to do. Salvos come out. Potter spot out one. Sephiroth just fall. But that fast lane should not hold on for way too long. Will eventually dissipate. Spots 2 heads.
Oh!
Good for one. Woody to fall. As Icy, he runs out of his own overdrive. And he answers back with his own.
How the tables have turned there, Tash. You expend the overdrive. Feel free. Let me show you how it's done. And one of the rounds, you can say, ooh, Neon versus Neon. Potter is the one who is ahead. That was so magical from Potter. It got so close. I think RRQ, they were just a little too eager there at the very end. Potter just plays it to perfection.
He really does. And I have to say that, you know, that's a lot of respect Potter had for ICs to even activate his own overdrive. Because honestly, for me, in a 1v1, maybe I wouldn't be expending that. I would have just saved it for a better round where you're able to use it with against more players. But for him, the most important thing is to secure that round.
Yeah, and that he did. Full sense here. Back in the driver's seat. Guns at the ready, but Icy has a different plan now. Up in hand, watching out here for Arcade. If Laz just slowly walks into this one, it might be dangerous. But on the other hand, look at the Pinya. Down there in Tunnel. Very strong position for him to use that Rolling Thunder straight onto the B side. And that's what Full Sense is waiting for here.
A lot of ults as well in line. I think you have the Neural Theft for RRQ Academy. But Potter spots a tiny little pixel of Nats. His immediate response is to just shoot. And my god, here Icy's. He's been holding for so long, but that wide swing from Laz got him in the end.
The slowest wide swing of all. It still somehow wins anyway. Could have been a sure shot. RRQ Academy failed the first hurdle. And Full Sense now take the side. So Spike's planted, and the Pinya, he's been able to hold on to the Rolling Thunder. They're waiting now down in Tunnel. It's gonna be tough here for Nats and the rest.
Still trying to defuse, but look at the util them. There's so many things happening right now. But Nats pushes out Pinya, very much waiting for it. And despite that flash as well, Moria in a 1v5, not the easiest. He's spotted out as well by the Haunt. He tries to challenge, but here comes the Prowler as well. We have the Seas. He's just throwing everything in the kitchen sink. And Full Sense, they're back in the driver's seat.
Yeah, the worst thing that could have happened there to Full Sense was that operator stopping them at the first hurdle. Laz somehow gets that kill, and everything else is goes in the favor of Full Sense's playbook, right? Just a Pinya from start to finish, very prepared to play in and out of that tunnel. I noticed it even before the plant. He's setting up there for the stun. During the post-plant, the aftershock was there. He's the one who protects himself when we saw Nats push out, and he still has the Rolling Thunder, so everything that could go right for Full Sense just happens in that last round. And there you have it now. It's RRQ Academy who's gonna struggle a little bit. One more buy thanks to their 3-round streak, but the money is looking tight here.
Yeah, not everyone can afford a gun as well. I mean, Zara with only Sheriff in hand. But they do have Neural Theft at the very least, so they can make something off it if they want to. And RRQ Academy, they're not stopping their aggression. They still want to push out. They want to take away this space. It's a nice push-pull, going aggressive on A, and a more passive approach on B side.
Yeah. They did go for a push here for the A main side for RRQ Academy, but Full Sense, it worked before. He can try to make it work yet again. Not only that, Steel Garden available for Laz. Yet again, we're going to see how that tunnel gets so much value. Look at the AoE, Tash, of that circle. Even near spawn, you're going to get affected. And with it, Full Sense, full confidence to play on site. Flash thing comes out. They clear out tower. There's no one home at all. RRQ will rely on the flank here.
Full Sense anticipates this aggressive flank as well. Station 2 people onto main as well, but Sephiroth finds 2. ICs as well answers to his name, but unfortunately for him, timing wrong with his util there. Leviathan shuts him down. But the rest of RRQ Academy, they're not done. They still are trying to find their way onto the side here. Not like util stop them either. That Haunt should save him in the end, but Nats, he has Neural Theft online, but Leviathan was anticipating it fully. And here comes Moria. One shot to the face. Leviathan falls. Knows exactly where the other one is onto tower and takes advantage. Tries to go for half. A jump kick forward here, but unfortunately for him, Potter, he does not allow him to even get it close to half. Just immediately shoots him in the face.
Yeah, there's just no way when you're getting pinched like that from two sides. You have to decide the fight, and Potter's the one who plays the timing well. Overall, though, you see how these rounds go, that Full Sense have been so strong in the post plant. I don't think we've seen much success from RRQ Academy once that spike goes down on the site. And it just goes to show how strong the post plant positioning here for Full Sense is. The protocol, still the whole their behavior to keep a watch on the flank has been very effective. And while Full Sense will give the space momentarily, they're watching for it. So this has to happen from RRQ. A Full Sense on a half buy. They want to pinch Full Sense as soon as possible here.
I think it's good that they're trying to pinch here. Just trying to find that time. The wall does go online as well, and immediately Full Sense reacts by just shooting them back in the face based on that information. Full Sense changing the way they're going through by here. Instead of getting caught off guard, they decide to let RQ push to them, punish them for it, and just play off their util.
Yeah, they're very aware. They put the sheer wall up for Laz, just to watch out for any kind of push out from RRQ Academy. They get the catch, they get the kills. After playing by Canteen, but Full Sense, they expect these kind of angles. And while Nats hits a nutty shot, it's still Full Sense to get the red carpet treatment and play the B.
Zar left all alone. I think for Zar, I think he's still gonna try and challenge it. They know exactly where he is. The stun should come through online as well. Good shot onto Laz, but not enough. Full Sense. They make sure that no ties, no loose ends are out. Excuse me.
Eyes closed.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't
Any kind of intel here for Full Sense, they have worked with so well. And let's not forget, the way that they're setting up these executes on these sites, they try to suss out any kind of push. Not only did we see the utility from the Vice be effective, also the fade pushing into dish like that, seeing barely any kind of contact, already raised eyebrows there for Full Sense. And now RRQ Academy, they're the ones who have to call a timeout. There's your friend, Coach Sky. Big shout outs to him and his Piplup, but
want his
yeah,
cat.
they're gonna have to. Where is his cat?
Yeah, where's Blue? Blue's a celebrity. Sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, but yeah, I think RRQ, they're just getting caught here in these post-plan situations that they're not ready for.
Honestly, in the beginning of the game, I think most of the RRQ strat has been to play a little bit more passive, go for those retakes, didn't work out. Second strat just now was to kind of push out and punish Full Sense for playing fast, which worked until Full Sense started to adjust. And I have to commend Full Sense. They didn't really need to call a timeout to adjust to these things. They were so privy. They have so many different pages in their playbooks. And somehow it turned into a nice little default as well, which I think RRQ Academy is having trouble trying to figure out. Maybe perhaps not too sure what Coach Sky has in mind about how they want to play here as well, but for me personally, I think that going too aggressive has just been not too great for them, and Full Sense have been doing a phenomenal job of punishing them with intel and util.
I think the timing has been a big problem here for RRQ. If they're gonna be pushing through A main, through B main, and trying to get the pinch going, then they're gonna have to play a lot faster than they want to. Instead though, they just go for the initial hold with Icy. You also have Woody there to support him, but the rest of Full Sense have already adjusted in kind. It's a north side push and a 4-man squad looking to play from Dish, Potter, and the rest. Seeing no real contact as of yet. Woody has the Armageddon ready here, Tash. If they can get the catch, it could be good to interrupt Full Sense at the start.
Gotta go.
Yeah, this time around, RRQ is really passive. They're just letting all this util come online as well. They know the trajectory of where the Nightfall came from. But Laz, he's gonna go big here, finding Icy in that mid-rotation, holding down the line, and knowing that RRQ Academy love to flank. But this smoke's not making it easy for him to get onto the site as well. Armageddon online, but Full Sense answers back by taking the space in front of the site here. Not too sure they check, they do, but Opinion just sharper as ever. Goes for 2 before finally going down to Nats.
Yeah, well, on site here, Nats trying to find any kind of positioning. Decides to go for the spike here, but Potter is going out and killing everyone. Sephiroth with a backbreaker in the end, just up close to Moria. No sense here for RRQ Academy to find Full Sense. It's just Full Sense instead, knowing exactly where they're gonna come from. You've seen here, Laz has had Icy's number all throughout. The triple smoke that you mentioned a while ago, it just bought so much time for Full Sense to stabilize, to set themselves up well. Opinion takes advantage, Potter takes advantage, Sephiroth takes advantage. All in all, a complete package here for Full Sense.
I love their post-plant positions as well. I mean, they were very much anticipating the Armageddon to come online. And instead of just kind of, you know, going back to A main, they take up the space in the middle of the site that's not affected by the util. And this time around, RRQ Academy, terrible buys all around here. You have a Bucky in hand, some Sheriffs alongside a Bulldog. And those are not the optimal weapons to work with, but we've seen some insane thrifty. So I'm really hoping you could see it happening again. Moria shows his hand, but the rest of Full Sense, they're saying, okay, we may have don't worry, at least one player is. Let's go underneath, and eventually, for Laz, does get suppressed. All he has to do is just running for his life. Look at how much util is hitting him. But with Potter coming in from underpass, manages to save his teammate's life, at least for the time being.
Yeah, that's holding here. Potter keeps on out. Full Sense now have to deal with overstrike. Potter! How do you find a corner to stay alive in somehow, some way? RRQ doing a really good job using utility to flush out Full Sense, but the gun advantage is still clear and Full Sense ready for the stack. They're not keeping an eye on the tower, but Moria doesn't hit the shot. Full Sense now with the numbers here.
You gotta give it to him as soon as that whip happens and he reacts back, but Nads, what a crazy double kill there with just a Sheriff in hand. I would love to see a replay of that if that were to happen, but the rest of Full Sense right now, they're rallying.
30 seconds left.
Leviathan equalizes the score at the very least, but for the rest of RRQ Academy, they have better guns at the very least. For Zar, he has a Vandal in hand, finds Potter at the end of the day, but they do get that plant. Here, the two players for RRQ Academy looking to play off together. The plant does come down, and somehow, despite all that util, the Rolling Thunder as well, Leviathan just skedaddles to safety. No clue where to look, but this double swing from RRQ Academy, and Woody with that Sheriff shoots him down. That's a lot already expanded by RRQ Academy to secure that one round.
Thrifty.
Yeah, finally though, a solution here by RRQ Academy from start to finish. Some great utility from the whole
Last
team.
round before the
I was
switch.
worried for Icy. Was he gonna get caught out by Laz yet again? Answer is no, because not only did they send the stealth drone after Laz, they go for the stuns, they really chase him down. Icy really wanted that kill on the Vice, and that he did at least for a trade. But this was the bigger one. In the 1v2, you could see how synchronized the utility was between Zar and Woody. The sun comes out, the salvo was there, the Rolling Thunder, alongside him getting a glimpse of where Leviathan was going. Nasty shot from Woody to end it all. And at least around there where we saw RRQ Academy look convincing as a team.
You know, speaking of Woody, I was looking at his score just now. Usually Woody was one of the players that I would, praise so much. He was up there when it comes to scores and everything like that. But today he was a little bit more quiet. He's starting to come online now, and I think he's starting to get very, very warm. But the rest of RRQ Academy this time, despite them being warm and coming back online, they're taking a more passive approach. They're not actively going out, taking up space. They're not actively going aggressive either. I think this might be a better way for them to start the game.
Yeah, I mean, if Woody really picks up the pace, it's gonna be a lot better for RRQ Academy. A little obvious, yes, but you look back at Split 1, and alongside Splash, he was the one performing really well in many of those games, just to provide the performance that we saw from RRQ back then. And again, though, Rolling Thunder on the site, and with that, Full Sense now look to stroll on in. Morgan's timing is impeccable, though, and he gets one for his troubles.
Fortunately for him, could almost gone for two, but the reaction time for Full Sense just massive, shuts him down before he could do more damage here. Laz as well, he's been phenomenal when it comes to stopping the rest of RRQ Academy in the midst of those rotations. But RRQ Academy as well, they have insta trade times as well. Jump shots coming through here. That's a shorty Leviathan. He makes it look disgusting. As Woody here left with only 30 HP to play in a 1v2, not the easiest way to work with as well. You have 1v3, excuse me. Apina should set him and his teammates up for success as well. He has a bit of util to work with, but his position's already noted, and Full Sense, all they have to do is just pop his head.
Find you.
Nah, Leviathan's revenge in that round, right? Doesn't matter if you get the neural theft on, he's gonna go up close with the shorty in a single shot in the end. It's been long overdue here for Full Sense to make that Rolling Thunder play, and sure, RRQ, they got the smoke, they get a few kills, but Full Sense prepared for those angles, and better shots overall to have a commanding lead after the first. It was RRQ the one who had to call the timeout even. Full Sense, they just recovered well. After that 1v2 clutch from Potter, everything just started to click. And now on the defense, you gotta wonder, how will RRQ really adjust? Looking at the utility, right? I think the bigger picture here has to be what Woody and Zar can do together to allow Icy into these sites. And especially Woody, who's had struggles throughout this map here. I'm looking at this initial push though from RRQ. A lurk, sure, from Nats. You got the dish into drop stack from Moria as well as Icy. And once the salvos do come, it's RRQ looking to commit.
But this round looks a lot faster from RRQ. Icy's just convincingly went onto the site. But the same could be said about the wall coming in for Full Sense. Potter and Sephiroth with one each. Woody could not even stand a while longer here. The same could be said about Icy. As for full sense, it's all about just coming onto the side
One
here. More
enemy
aggressively
remaining.
for Nats. He's the sharpshooter for the team, getting two to his name. Zar gonna get that spike down here. No issues at all. And Laz in a 1v2. Granted, Nats half HP left. Laz knows exactly where to
enemy
look here.
remaining.
But for Nats,
Spike
that's
planted.
movement. Zar waiting for the right time, moves away, but his HP is so low. Tries to right click to the face. Both players just running left, right, and center, but he's tagged. And like you're not, Nats from beyond the grave, here to support his teammate in that 1v1. Wow.
That dart made that all wacky. It surprised Nats because he was like, okay, I'm gonna shoot a dart at you. Why are you pushing me? What's going on? I'm out in the open. And then eventually, it was a judgment call. It was a judgment call. 4 bullets. He tried to push,
One enemy
couldn't get
remaining.
the right click to fully execute his target. And yeah, Laz getting caught out. Overall, though, I think the bigger points to talk about had to be Nats and his rotation. He was lurking towards B, but quickly pushed into A main to provide those sudden 2 kills. Full sets looked like they controlled the site because Icy only went into Sands, but Nats made such a big difference there, and now it's Nats who has to watch out for the big bulk of full sets.
But Nats was waiting here all alone, and he sprays. Thankfully for him, that stun gave him so much value. He was able to get that landed shot onto Nats, excuse me. But the spike does eventually go down here as RRQ Academy look to come onto the side again. Icy's with the judge in hand. He could go massive. He's all the way out there in CT.
Look at the rotation from Sephiroth, holding that Bulldog to play into spawn. Not only that, Moria, or rather Zar, the one taking the rope to try and get a pinch. But Sephiroth, this is what I'm talking about. Full sense now with a long wraparound. They might not see. One behind them though.
Smoked out as well, but this lurk on lurk, this could be massive. As Zar clears those corners, he knows exactly, or hears all the sounds in the world as well. Woody somehow goes big here,
One
finds
enemy
2,
remaining.
sprays a massive
One
3
enemy
in
remaining.
fact, but the judge from Laz should pull him down here. But time not on their side here. They should just eventually go down to the spike. What more can you do?
Yeah, no full sense. We'll see the round, but look at the damage done by the defenders, right? Only Zar holding onto a gun. And of all the things to keep, it is the Spectre. It's tough for RRQ. They didn't expect one to push out from drop into dish and get the catch on the pass. A Bulldog given. They continue on their full
enemy
sense,
remaining.
finding these
One
angles.
enemy
And while Woody put on a
Retreating wall.
performance with the Guardian, this is where it gets concerning for RRQ. They need to be ready for these kind of flanks from Full Sense. Like Full Sense was ready for them in the first half.
Gotta go.
Set first, full sense. It's all about just that weight this time around. Fully anticipating that aggressive push out from RRQ Academy. Because of that, RRQ Academy, that one smoke is enough to just keep them off on guard and offline again, as they look to find another way to get onto that site.
And with RRQ bringing that spike towards
Drone going
Arcade,
out.
the look has to be at Woody and Nats here, trying to find some impact. Potter, though, taking point here in the hall. As per usual, Initiator alongside him. Opinia the one to try and find a connection. And that's the thing, if you notice how Potter has been playing this defense, he's usually with either Leviathan or Opinia to allow him to just quickly get a pick in and out. Tower position for Fulton's two, held by Laz here.
You hear the sheer trigger as well. That flash is massive. Good pickoffs by Laz and Sephiroth as well. The rest of RQ scattered. Not sure where to go, how exactly to entry this time around in Moria. Gonna rendezvous once with his teammates again. Sephiroth rendered so low though, 29 HP left there from the initial hit. But Natsi's not done. Shots toward Alpinia, that splash
30
just
seconds
moves
left.
away. Smokes off one side of the map at the very least, but Alpinia, he walks up as soon as he goes up here, shoots Woody in the face. The other two coming up as well, and that flash has no follow-up.
One enemy
That's
remaining.
huge, massive shots to the face
Spike
as well.
down.
As for Nats, at the end of the day, you can't do more, especially when Potter is just sliding straight at you.
Even I'm surprised
My
Nats
advice,
gets away with one,
don't
but
get
all
shot
in
out
all,
of here.
RRQ Academy just walk into that one. It was a good idea to stun up tower, but you still have to remember what you're playing against. It's not a Cypher, it's a Vice. One single Arc Rose was enough
Last
to
player.
allow the swing out from Laz, as well as his teammate and Sephiroth to suddenly pinch RRQ where it hurts. Two get caught by the flash, these two go down, and all in all, Full says just hold off that single piece of utility and give them now that round to get back in momentum.
Really was great, honestly, if you think about it, how he just using that that Vice as well. I think Laz, he's a bit more quiet, but when it comes to util and just providing that support, it's just been massive. A lot of intel gathered for his teammates as well. But this time around, full sense, they're looking to fill in the space. Potter had pushed up all the way onto A main and gonna play off Apina's util. And as soon as he spawns one, sprays the head, Woody and Icy immediately falls. Potter's not done. Before Nats finally finds him in the end. Nats answers back, gets 2. And now the neural theft online should pinpoint the last 3 members of Full Sense. But that Siege should buy a bit more time. Decayed as well. And all he's doing is just spraying through those smokes. But that spray somehow, Leviathan walks in, shoots Moria's head, and then repositions himself once again, leaving Nats to its own lonesome.
That's how you isolate a fight, Tash. Leviathan, throw all the utility at Nats, say, stay there, I'll be right back, and just go after the other teammate. Nats now pushing into Hall. But the damage has been so decisive by Full Sense already. Potter was there watching out initially, right? And those shoulders, perhaps RRQ Academy hitting the gym a little too much. Those shoulders were too wide. They were too wide out. Effectively allowing Full Sense the advantage. That's will push in here. Lazo 1 gets the intel. And in the 1v3, it's tough for Nats.
Going to
30 seconds left.
Part of the map as well, going to plant all the top side here, walks up, ADSs, shoots Laz in the face. Gonna try and isolate at the very least, but the wall bang's a bit much to deal with as well for Full Sense, and Full Sense still maintain their lead.
Yeah, and just the protocol really for RRQ Academy. It's tough when you're too honed in, setting up for the site execute. And Full Sense is the one who got the jump on them. Potter has been playing at the halls for so long. They've been waiting for this kind of moment. And it's just an easy spray down when you're over peaking like that. No one's looking into halls. Allows Full Sense to push. They perhaps overheat a little with the Pinya and Potter staying a little too long there. But all in all, it was decisive damage, and RRQ are on an eco again.
Potter. Oh, that flash meant nothing. Just antis it, immediately shoots. Icy's not able to hold down their ground. That smoke should keep them at bay. No, they're gonna push it as well. Pinya looking to spray out with his teammates together. A nice B formation as well. Woody good for 1, but when you're against a sheer number of players, how are you supposed to hold on and stay alive as Full Sense? They just completely overwhelmed.
This is a clean round, and this is the Full Sense that we saw dominate in Steve Split number 1. A big reason to their success, how coordinated they were. It was a little tough at the start for Full Sense, if you remember back at the start of Split 1, and especially against RRQ Academy. RRQ Academy took that series 2-1. Everyone was wondering what happened to Full Sense, but throughout those weeks, they just got back to synchronize with one another. The teamwork now has shown to be impeccable. They have a great understanding on what each other wants to do, and they've been so good at really teaching RRQ Academy where it hurts. This is RRQ's map pick, yes, but Full Sense has a history of success on Fracture as well.
And even with this new player, even with Apinya, I mean, a lot of players are questioning, okay, now that you lost one of your biggest firepowers in the team, what are you gonna do here? It's gonna be so hard to find that lost talent. No, Thailand showing us they have a lot of Killuas, a lot of Primies as well. And they are looking to shoot. Sephiroth up close and personal, and the swings are good. His teammate is just behind him as well to provide the cover fire. That's the buddy system I was talking about. You see the Armageddon coming online. RRQ Academy, they shoot. Apinya as well, good for 1. And there comes the Rolling Thunder. Leviathan over on drop. He knows exactly where the other 2 members of RRQ Academy are. The Steel Garden also comes online as well. Everything in the kitchen sink, but the positioning has been massive. Icy's waits in the lower side. Sephiroth answers back. And now it's a 2-on-2 despite all of that noise. The other members of RRQ Academy making sure that no one is flanking, no one's coming in from door as well. They know exactly the positioning of Woody is as soon as the trajectories and projectiles come through. But the spray down from Zar! What a goat! We talked about Zar and how quiet he was last season. This season, wow, he is the final boss.
It's in his name, and you're gonna be surprised as well how that panned out. Incredible work by Zar. Sees them lined up, hits the good shot. But this was a few key micro adjustments from RRQ Academy that gave them some great success. Not only did Icy catch out the fade there from drop, but why was Leviathan that far off in the first place? Big pick from Woody, gave him the Armageddon, unleashes it straight into drop, and isolates the fade. Now Potter shows up with the operator, and it's looking to silence RRQ.
Potter has been phenomenal with those first contact plays, just shutting down Icy so many rounds already. This allows him from being able to take up space and move in with his teammates. But RRQ Academy, they have another page in their playbook if that were to happen. Rolling Thunder comes online as well. Nats looking to push through. And here we go. Woody good for one. Apinya finds Woody. Full Sense as well. But somehow Nats, he waited too long. And Full Sense knew exactly where he was. Had his number, position, everything else in between. Zar left here in a 1v4. Yes, he can shoot. But against 4 people, it's not going to be easy. He tries to isolate. Almost got him too. If only that could have been a world.
There was a small possibility, but the numbers just didn't add up, Cash. And now with Full Sense on map point, the pressure is on RRQ Academy. They're gonna have to deal with an operator. They're gonna have to deal with the full buy on the other side. And overall, the Rolling Thunder for Full Sense giving the space. It was tough for Nats. You can see the idea of peeking out, but he did go out when he was still stunned. He was still concussed by a little slower moving outside the smoke. Sephiroth catches him in the act. And Full Sense now, everything is pointing to them taking this map here. It needs to be a big play from RRQ Academy, especially from Icy's Overdrive if they want to stand a chance.
RRQ Academy, as soon as they get one round, they're not able to chain. Full Sense, they have so many different style plays and adaptability as well when it comes to approaching this map. And RRQ Academy are just left scratching their heads. As Woody comes through here with the drone, stealth drone finds nothing onto main, gives him so much space to work with. Icy's already on the site. So despite the Razor Vines as well, at the very least one player is already on site.
Yeah, this is going to be a retake from Full Sense. And you can see immediately Potter's thinking about going in there as soon as the spike goes down. Phantom in hand. Leviathan holding on to op. Icy playing down under again. Distraction from the door, sure. But Full Sense now unleashes the Nightfall.
Oh man, that Bucky doing so much damage, but only to Potter as Laz quickly eliminates him and takes him out. At the very least, the rest of RRQ Academy, they're playing in from main here. Great breakdown from Zar, finds Apinya and Woody as well to swing and shoot the head of Laz. And suddenly, everything is falling apart here for a Full Sense. As soon as they try to go inside the site, they try to crunch the rest of RRQ Academy. But the util as well as the holes are just a bit much to deal with. Sephiroth looking to challenge him, pushes up. But both players crouch down, throws off his crosshair. And this round, I have to say, Zar is the main character.
Yeah, another round where Zar really steps up to finish off the job. It again, though, gets interrupted by Icy. Say what you will, Icy has been shut down most of the game, but in the rounds where he can play in these cheeky angles, that's the second time, Tash, that someone flies over him. And then he suddenly gets the kill from that kind of angle. Worked a while ago and dropped, works there in Sands. And eventually RRQ Academy able to stabilize by door and main to win it out. They waited out the Nightfall. They survived the first wave, but there's still more to do for RRQ. 4 more rounds before they can force out overtime.
Coming in a little bit close, they shoot back as well. With Potter right now, the only thing he has in hand is that Bucky, but we've seen him with that Bucky, especially as a Neon. It's terrifying.
It's so different when you're playing the Neon and you have that Bucky. You're the one with that kind of gap closing. You can suddenly get into lethal range we saw a while ago from Icy. But I'm looking here for Full Sense. It's a heavy stack onto B. Sephiroth, eager for that initial contact, and for good reason. If he can get a few kills in this round here, he's gonna get the orbital strike. Very strong for the post plant. Woody, smart, sends out the stealth drone, forcing Potter out at the very least. But RRQ still decide to head towards B here.
They have a lot to deal with when it comes to B. They have the Razor Vines as well. You have the Sheer Wall somewhere there, at the very least. You have Nats at least coming in from Arcade. Their positions are noted as well. And all that util as well does flush him out. Doesn't really matter though when you are just going to swing out and shoot all the players of RRQ Academy in the face. Apinya knows exactly where Nats is. Quick trades done as well from Laz. They have a nice buddy system going on. It's not stopping at all. Now over from tower. Laz makes it easy. Woody not done now. He's still shooting back. 2 players gone and suddenly it's a 1v2. All the util thrown out as well. The Prowler down and out. The Seas as well. And Woody still makes his way onto the site. Tries to go for a fake plant as well. Spots him out and then straight changes his weaponry. But it doesn't matter when the overdrive is online and Full Sense. That's the reason why they call it full.
Players. I was reading the Full Sense roster though.
Yeah.
And I think what's key here is Sephiroth, the one who plays the Azurite, Leviathan on the Vice, because Apinya is the one moving over to Fade. So there's a few adjustments because of Killua's departure. Is it going to be the same kind of success that Full Sense has had from last split? They've been perfect on this map, Tash, and with this composition, they've been strong on Pearl. Will it continue to get the sweep, or can RRQ Academy answer back?
I mean, to be fair, the only time they lost this map was, they nearly lost this map was Kimi Kitten, 17-15
Yeah.
OT. The rest was what, 13-8, 13-3. That is a statement.
It was, and I guess for RRQ, was that first map enough to really put Woody back in control? Laz, though, we mentioned a while ago, first kills come his way, and there you have it. Moria goes down, and it should be full sense putting pressure on this A site.
They should. Could start to see that rotation come through as well, coming in from RRQ Academy, but they're not too sure quite yet. Immediately just clear out that mid area to see if anyone's lurking through, and I think for RRQ Academy, they're sort of realizing that there's always someone lurking or moving around the map here. The plant that's come through RC, their spray is massive. Immediately shuts down Potter. So it's a 1-for-1 trade, but the Razor Vines should buy them a bit of time. Apinya playing close to Flowers as the rest of RRQ Academy looking just burst onto the site here. They do have a lot of the util for that as well, as Apinya holding out Flowers, tries to shoot them in the face, but Nats, that crouch throws him off. But the rest of the team as well, we're seeing skirmishes from main as well, as Woody looks to push out forward. Leviathan, a quick push out, and quick shot to the head as IC fights Leviathan in the end. Sephiroth in 1v1 here, not too sure how exactly it turned into this, but IC is very, very low. The defuse, he gets it to half, but Sephiroth looking for the right time to just swing out here, and he's just toying with him, but IC rushes up forward, he gets a 3 to his name, but time should be on his side.
Yeah, halfway on the defuse. Icy clutches it out for RRQ Academy. And it got a little dicey there overall for RRQ. You mentioned a while ago that Full Sense does have the lurk. Yes, and it can be anyone from Full Sense here. You have so many players who can do so. Laz can do it, Leviathan can do it. We saw in that round the Astra playing to try and get the timing after the mid clear. But RRQ, they go for the site quick enough that they get that kind of impact, right? They clear out Flowers, as you mentioned. Icy gets a big pick onto A main, and he just wins the clutch 1v1. A much-needed pistol win for RRQ.
An eco round for Full Sense this time, and mid is where they'll be hitting here.
Full Sense, they didn't notice a while ago, RRQ is expanding utility to clear out mid. They want to find any of these targets, and Woody might be the victim. There's one for Woody, but he gets answered.
Immediately, the sprays from Nats also finds one, but Leviathan, he's going massive there. Only Sheriff in hand, but I see he's going aggressive. That's 2 to his name. But from that trajectory, from that far, Icy puts in a bit of damage onto Laz, but no more. But they do have control of that spike at the very least. And Laz, in a situation where it's a 1v3 and being forced to retake with the Marshall, not the easiest thing to do here, but Icy, he makes it the round easy. He makes the round quick as well. So RQ Academy run away with 2.
I'm out of here.
Playing to the strengths of the players that you have. We mentioned Icy here. He can do wonders with the Neon given the space, and you said it, Sash, so quickly does he navigate from the doors to the other side of Blink. Blink, and you'll miss it from the connector. See how fast he goes. This is just some good confidence to build here for IC. Racking up the kills. Not only that, has the overdrive available here. A big weapon for RRQ Academy to use on their bonus.
A different round this time, Full Sense with the rifles in hand, and Full Sense this time around so privy about these pushes, and they decide to wait for RRQ Academy to push to them. IC falls, punished for going too aggressively, and suddenly RRQ Academy forced into the back foot.
Yeah, they expected that, and not only does the flash from the fake out get some value, but you saw that elevated position there for Full Sense. They knew that the Neon was coming their way. They take down Icy, and they retreat to prevent any of those trades. 2 Bulldogs only here for RRQ Academy, and now minus 1 more player. It's looking good for Full Sense.
Laz has just been taking up space here, walking out long, shooting someone, and immediately he just pushes or pulls back onto me.
I know exactly.
But in fact, this time around, he has some value. He does have that neural theft online, and he uses it. Suddenly, every single hold that's already set up here from RRQ Academy will fall, as immediately it's a shooting galley straight towards our wall. Wall banged down by Sephiroth as well. And for Woody, his position is already noted. They know or saw where exactly the salvos are coming from here, but it doesn't stop him from peeking.
Yeah, the salvo kept him alive for a little bit longer.
Flash
The
comes
Full
out.
Sense squad
player
wanted the
standing.
stun, but this is a clear
seconds
beat
left.
take from Full
Dropping
Sense.
spike.
And this goes back to the fact of the Full Sense game plan. Given the guns, they're gonna be eager to lurk.
Spike planted.
It is a game of musical chairs on who's lurking. We saw their Laz get the value, and with the spike planted, Moria, all you has to do here, perhaps do some damage. Overall, Full Sense back in the post plant and back in control.
I mean, there's so much to do. I mean, immediately as he peeks out there, Laz just shuts him down. It's a flawless round for Full Sense just now. It almost felt very overwhelming as well how fast that round is went. It's a nice push-pull if you ask me, for Full Sense, going aggressive one side, taking out space mid, then suddenly you just wait. As soon as RRQ Academy pushes, you just decide to just wait and see.
I mean, it is a bonus, but RRQ Academy kind of lost there in the round after Icy fell. They were just holding onto these sides, holding these angles, trying to get picked off. In Full Sense, they're so good at playing that kind of creep-up game. They built up now their ultimate with Leviathan as Steel Garden. And RRQ, they're gonna push into A main, but Full Sense are fully expecting these kind of aggressive plays. They're better at counteracting these kind of plays here, Tash, with the composition. You have that Yoru, you're not gonna get speed, but you have utility and you're a walking human drone. Speaking of, Potter pushing into that B site and putting the pressure now, forcing Zar to back off a bit.
He managed to bait out that wall as well. It does pull some form of rotation coming in from RRQ Academy. 2 more players just moving toward the B area. RRQ Academy as well. Man, Icy, as soon as he peeks out, Sephiroth was very much ready for him. That's twice already that Icy gets shut down like that.
I wanted to point that out too. He scoped in, but the slow walk from his opponent is enough to just distract him, and it's Full Sense who shut down the Neon yet again in that exact instance. The push out from mid doors as well. Moria's looking for the timing here, but Full Sense still have all bases covered. Watch out for him.
Oh man, as soon as Laz comes through, he really gets shot in the face, but the rest of Full Sense already very much in the sight. The Steel Garden comes out as well, but everyone's managed to avoid it for the time being. And RRQ Academy, they're just waiting to see if anyone in that mid lurk as well. One player does get scanned at the very least, so they know where he is. And Woody here, this is massive. Finds Potter, nice off angle as well. The wall does get tripped, but despite the isolation, Nat still manages to find his head. Apinya rushes forward, he wants to challenge, and he does get the win onto that. Woody cannot hold and found in the midst of utility.
Enemy remaining.
And it's just been trades on trades and just isolated fights here, catching everyone in the midst of that wrong timing. And Zar left alone in a 1v1, no clue where Sephiroth is, and his patience will be rewarded as he finds Sephiroth in the end.
Yeah, and RRQ Academy will take the round. Key moment there for Woody especially. Another clutch round though for Zar. That's one for the books, and he's been tallying up these 1v1s, 1v2s throughout the series. But as we're saying, Woody, right? Not only does he get that pick, but his positioning there on A-main was key for multiple reasons. One, someone had to clear him out. That's Yoru Potter. But two, he was affected by the Steel Garden. Sephiroth couldn't push into A-main. He decided to try and go for the long lurk, and it did get the catch on his Aster counterpart. But RRQ still had so many more angles to work with, and Zar especially prepped on the outside of the smoke. RRQ, these micro adjustments giving them success.
This time around, RRQ Academy a little bit more proactive in actually fighting for these for the orbs, and understandably so. Still pushing.
Well, they went off to the sound cube, but they also know that RRQ, if they overcommit, they overheat, RRQ is gonna fall. On the other hand, Full Sense can challenge it directly. They get that soft presence on A-main. That's the one.
Ultimate's ready.
That's how you scope in and get a kill.
Nah, no way you did him like that. But Full Sense here, they have a nice area how exactly to work around here. They're coming in through mid as well. And RRQ Academy have been realizing that they're just losing out on so much space and info by allowing so much empty areas to be in. So they just kind of put the players there one by one, Nats with the scope all the way onto B main. But it doesn't really matter right now because Full Sense looking to come into A. They know where the salvos are. And immediately, as Woody peeks, he falls. Not yet done, but the sprays are huge. Laz walks up, shoots Icy in the face, and Woody not down and out yet. Not able to find the right timing to break onto the site. The only thing separating these two players right now is that cage. And Zar as well as Moria, they have a nice crossfire down to see if anyone were to go aggressive on the backside. Wall bags abound, they know exactly where Moria is. Zar exactly to the front side here. Woody will finally fall as Moria and Zar. This is a beautiful crossfire set up as well. And Zar gonna use that drone to see where everyone is. Finds nothing. It does get eliminated in the end. But they still have to worry about that post-plant. Here comes the Cosby Divide. Not going to be easy at all for the rest of the team to come through. But this corner that Zar is holding, what a bait as well. As RRQ Academy, they are not giving even an inch to Full Sense.
Yeah, and they've already done better than they did last time they faced off against Full Sense on this map. Zar has just been an absolute monster here for RRQ. And you were saying a while ago about how Coach Sky was talking about some of the adjustments for Zar, how he's going to be stepping on up, and we have been singing his praises here on the initiator role. But when it comes down to the clutch, right, not only is he calling for some great plays that will also provide, but he's also making these decisions for himself. It's tough to have an IGL really frag out when he can, but in these clutch moments, Zar delivers, and this defense from RRQ Academy, the retakes have been very strong, especially when they have a bit of site presence, backside in particular, very much so important on that A side.
Oh yeah. Great to see a step up as well. I mean, we talked about how Full Sense is just so dominating on this map, but RRQ Academy, they seem to have really done their job, found their homework as well. On the back foot here, I mean, Potter with only just a stinger in hand, Apiña with the Sheriff, but Nat's still very much online with that op, finds the clone, unfortunately for him, but still tries to go for more. Gets tagged as well, so he's forced to move out of the way here, forced to move into the into cover, but at the same time, that smoke should keep them at bay for the time being.
Oh,
You want to fight it?
considering gate crash here for Potter. Nats knows it's in the corner.
Oh man, this is massive! Oh my god, he had a shorty in hand and Potter immediately gets deleted! But Apiña trades. Zara as well would be trading back here, so both teams, great back and forths. But for the rest of Full Sense, they decide not to commit onto B side. They're looking to rotate, but you know who else is in the mid of that lurk? It's Moria.
Obscuring vision.
How Moria's already on spawn. This is
this
gonna be
could be
crucial,
massive.
Dad.
A immediate headshot as
Strike
well.
down,
He tucks
attacker
himself into
spawn.
that corner. A quick reposition and last privy. He puts out the camera. But despite that, the better weaponry
30 seconds
wins.
left.
And Moria is sharp as hell. Sephiroth, forced to what is 1v4, forced to just
Save
save.
this. Just save this. Just hide in A main and call it a day. Oh, what could have been? What could have been for Full Sense? But no. Nat smelled a rat there, Tash. And as soon as he saw that Cosmic Divide,
10
our
seconds
observers
left.
also noticed there was a gate crash coming the way, right? That one corner, that one small corner could have been disastrous for RRQ. But Nats knew it, Nats saw it, and Nats, he has a history of playing, especially in the duelist role. Sure, he can play the operator. It's been working well here for RRQ. Put that Sentinel up front. And on the Vice, I understand it. You have a flash. You have, what, the Razor Vines if ever you need it in a pinch. Sure,
Okay.
you're not going to have the dash. You can see why Nat's repositioned into the hole quickly. But all in all, the creep up from RRQ
enemy
making this
remaining.
map look so claustrophobic for Full Sense.
It really was. And it's really funny when you think about it. That tiny pocket, RRQ Academy was fully anticipating that. I think it's definitely something that they've seen before, or they have really noted. And I think we didn't really see a timeout from Full Sense at all the last map, and we were seeing how Pearl is going to be complete domination from Full Sense. But suddenly, I think the last time we saw Full Sense really challenge on this map was against Kimi Kittensen. That was an overtime. I love seeing the fact that RQ Academy, they rally back, and this is possibly the reason why they allowed this map to go through.
Yeah, I mean, it was what we were saying in the hypotheticals, right? It's either you lost the map draft or you have something prepped for it. And as soon as we saw Agent Select, you knew that RRQ Academy was really looking at Pearl, looking at especially that Kimi Kittens games between Full Sense and Kimi Kittens in the finals. They learned what they could do against Full Sense. They shift over this Neon composition compared to the double duelist that they had before, and they're winning out with these utility, with the lurk timings, with the push-outs from players like Moria, Zar on the clutch. But all in all, their post plans have been so much more successful on the defense because they're able to hold back that utility and challenge Full Sense when it hurts.
So much ults as well for RRQ Academy. 1, 2, 3, 4. In fact, is very much online. RRQ Academy
counting.
looking to just really take that ult first and just challenge them for it.
I'm glad you can count the 4, Tash.
Thank you.
Yeah, out of 5, we got the 4. But Nats here. Nats again. He is going to be a big threat on this very long angle on B, regardless of his position. And you're going to have to use utility just to flash him out. Full Sense, they don't want of that. They go for mid instead. But then again, RQ, they've also shown tendency to put the pressure on this mid. They've set out drones before. They have the Silver right now. And the Owl drone looking for a target. Icy wants some blood here.
Back soon.
The ult already popped as well, so for Potter getting so much wind on where exactly all the members of RRQA are. They've already spotted out one already as well, but the portal does break, so doesn't really have a way to get through here. Runs away, comes back online as well, and somehow the Hunter's Fury set up for his teammate sets him up for success. Potter immediately falls. Apinya with only 14 HP left, but they manage to crunch, and Moria cannot go anywhere. Spotted out already. Woody cannot come close, but at least they can buy some time with the Armageddon when it comes to that plant as well. So they will clear out the corners and the areas, but they still go for more. The grenade comes online as well. Apinya undeterred. Steel Garden as well thrown into the mix. A lot being used here from RRQ Academy just to keep this round very much alive. Even the overdrive, but Ices does not get value from it. That's a classic that Leviathan did just to really shut him down. But Nat's op, it's still massive. It is still lethal. As Zara Nats 2 kills to his name, and Sephiroth rendered so low he cannot really challenge this. So once again, it's a call to save.
What is this confidence from Natso? You're swinging in with the operator like that. You feel that you're gonna hit the shot, and you do so. Nats is looking unbeatable in these kind of angles, but again, RRQ Academy doing wonders throughout the round. You said the crunch sure a while ago for Moria, but then Moria also making it so tough to Potter. The assist from Zar with the Hunter's Fury, making the fight go in favor of the Astra. I do feel though that Full Sense has now exposed a weakness on their offense here, and it is that link position. When they lose main control, they just don't have enough to play from that link angle. And sure, there's that long lurk. It's a classical play from players like Sephiroth, but RRQ noticed that. RRQ are always watching that staircase into Arc. They're always watching that kind of angle, and it's given the defense a success.
Zar tried to just stall a bit with his util, but Full Sense undeterred, they still challenge here. But Woody walks up, still finds one to his name before last shuts him down, but at the very least, as well, that World Cup should just give away their position. RRQ Academy, they shoot! But the same could be said about Full Sense. 3 down and out already, leaving Nats all alone. When with an op in hand, it's not going to be the easiest retake.
Spike planted.
Yeah, I mean, there was a crossfire set up there from Full Sense. Sure, RRQ, they've been good at fighting into Link, but not that deep. And because of that, now Nats in a 1v2, it's tough. You said it, it's with the op. He's looking immediately into Link because of the conditioning from a while ago, but now it's the main position he has to watch out for.
The Haunt should give away his position, so he's forced to move away, swaps his gun. This is a lot more doable, a lot more easier. But no clue where the members are. Immediate tap, he tries to get it tapped, but this double swing for Full Sense. Not gonna be easiest, and Full Sense secure the round here. They finally get another point on the board. It's been so long.
I mean, what? It's been 6 in a row from RRQ Academy or something like that. It's been 4 rather. But they've got the memo. They learned their lesson. Stop playing Blink. We need a main control. It's been so much stronger on the post plant. And you can see the angle really suiting Full Sense based on how RRQ Academy is playing. RRQ loves to thrust what they can into that Link angle. I think it was a bit of an overheat there, because Full Sense got in position in the art so well. A nice try from Nats. Swap out. He was playing very careful, but as soon as Full Sense had that double up onto A main, it was just all but over on the post plant.
Still, this time around, Full Sense looking to slowly kind of come their way through mid side. You have IC with the judge here, ready and waiting to give the surprise of their lives. And at the same time, you have Nats, who has not moved. He's been over on that B-Link area for quite some time, and he's found some semblance of a lot of success, in fact, on how he holds that area.
Go, go, go.
But this time around, IC with that peek spots out every single member, and as soon as he moves out the way, Zar just swings out here, finds one, IC to push out as well. It's a nice little tag team situation, but Full Sense, they're not having it. They still shut one down, so IC to fall.
The Aldrone also trying to see if anyone's gonna get that spike. If he got the tag, that could have been a kill inside the smoke, but Full Sense, they're on a tightrope here, Tash. They're really trying to get that spike to no avail. And RRQ, they are just playing very cheeky here. The peek out from Zar was so effective to cause that distraction. Icy in and out with the judge. Sephiroth does find the pick in mid, but when Full Sense can use that to at least make the space, but Woody shows up out of nowhere.
He only had 3 HP as well. That is confidence. And now immediately they're gonna be using that Steel Garden just to give them a little bit more space to get that spike, and they do just that. RRQ Academy, they're not worried at all. happy to play a little bit more far back here. This angle from Zar could be massive. They swing out together, but somehow not able to get a single one to their name here. Laz, this is huge. Render down to only 30 HP. They plant a little bit more toward the safe side here. 1v2. Woody looking to see whether or not he can make it huge here. Spots out one. Nice little angle, a little peek as well. Tries to go for a spray. Gonna try and clear out those corners with his util, but the members of Full Sense are doing a great job of just staying hidden. But Leviathan somehow managed to fight in the end. 2 HP left. That was a very, very close round.
That's tough for RRQ. That's tough to swallow. A lot of what ifs really for the defense. Overall, Full Sense, they salvaged the round so well even after an incredible set play there from RRQ early on. These kills by Laz at the brink of death. This one by Leviathan with 2 HP, right? And it's just the mid-rounding here for Full Sense to go for that call for the Steel Garden, to adjust the spike immediately to the right hand side because of the salvo. Sure, it was forced out by RRQ, but Full Sense handled the pressure of that round well, and that's really where the mental game is going to be a big factor here, Tash. Can Full Sense just look to tie things up? They have 3 more rounds to go in this first half, and they have the gun advantage here.
You know, despite it being, you know, this very, very one-sided, it's only a 3-round deficit. Full Sense has just really been able to come back to the game quietly. Cutter slowly making their way onto the side here. Leviathan, he's sharp, immediately eliminates Woody. They still have to know there's still one more player left from RRQ Academy. Flashed out as well. Zar cannot take up that space. The relay ball does come through here. And even then, despite the fact that Icy tried to take up space, it's a shooting galley. Full Sense, they put in so much pressure and shoot every single thing that's moving, including the players that are just slowly making their way onto the side. It's a team ace, 1 each for Full Sense. And they are starting to look very, very dominating.
Yeah, respect the attempt there from IC. Shots went wild, but there was just no targets at all to hit. This is where we see Full Sense start the rally, right? After they get 1 round to swing back in their favor, after they get a small clutch moment that they can build on, it's just the whole team who gets on a heater. And we've seen for Full Sense that these are the situations that their small adjustments during the rounds, their calls that they can actually make the win happen. That's where it really throws RRQ Academy off. And this time out by Coach Kai, very much needed. They just can't afford to fall for the same tricks that Full Sense have been playing.
We have the main character! Blue is in the background!
Why isn't it color blue though?
That's why I said it's just fake advertising, you know, we gotta ask the coach. But anyways, you know, it's nice to see Full Sense just be able to come back online there. I think that was just like off one timeout, an immediate response on how exactly they approach the game. And suddenly, it just throws everything off here. They're realizing this nice crossfire setup. They're realizing how RRQ Academy has positioned themselves. I think if anything, it's good that RRQ Academy called this timeout because whatever they have right now, they really need to reshuffle. They can't play the same tricks twice.
Yeah. I'm seeing it for RRQ Academy, right? They've got relatively even kills across the board. We've seen Zar show up yet again. We've seen Icy have some great moments here with the push out. But Full Sense now, keeping an eye out for A main itself. It's a little bit different though, Dash. Because RRQ, they can hold on to pillar towards B. And a pinch possibility into A, looking likely Potter now. Closer and closer towards Art. Not only that, it's an interesting stack here for RRQ. Moria and Nats together. Lots of utility awaiting the Tides on the other side. And this Sheer comes up, and Leviathan has to wait.
He's okay to do that. He's just holding in this angle as well. They didn't really activate the Sheer Vines as well. So at the very least, for RRQ Academy, they still have a secondary point of action if they want to. Regardless here for Full Sense, they can just pivot their way onto double doors to a B if they want to as well. But they're still kind of trying to figure out whether or not they want to hit. And they do decide to just re-hit the area one more time. All they have to do is just wait out those thorns. And they just cross by. And RRQ Academy, you have Zar all alone on the site here. He's the first point of contact. But the flash comes through here, and immediately Potter just swings and shoots. Icy, he tries to slide forward, will fall as well. Sephiroth is very much anticipating that aggressive push. And Woody once again forced to play this retake.
Spike planted.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. If Woody doesn't get a pick early, he's going to go for the save. And seems like that might be the case here. Full Sense though in that round, showing how patient they can be. Strong punish plays onto the 2. they know so well how to play this kind of composition, right? Single duelist Yoru. It isn't as explosive as playing something like the Jet, playing something like the Raze, comparing to those kind of compositions. But what Full Sense really takes advantage of is that utility and their timings. They suss out whatever they can. They have one on the lurk, sure. But when it comes down to the execute itself, if they see you peek out, there's always someone from Full Sense watching someone else's map. The buddy system, it's a whole group system here for Full Sense. And 5 rounds now, 1 away from evening up the score when it looked to be RRQ Academy's half to
Last
take.
round in the half.
It's actually insane because it feels like deja vu from the first map. 4 rounds in a row, RRQ Academy make it look so good. And you're like, okay, this is the reason why they chose Fracture. They can make it look competitive. And suddenly, the next few rounds where they're able to chain so many rounds in a row, I'm just biting and just swallowing back what I said. Now, and the same thing is happening here. Full Sense, they take a while to really figure things out, but once they do, it's so dominating. It's not the easiest thing to do. And again, you know, coming back to what you said about Potter here, he's not going to be the most explosive, the most flashy player like we did see on the Neon, but the amount of utility and intel he gives is just really scary.
It's a very effective player. He is just so efficient at getting critical kills at given moments. As I said before, highest ACS back in the playoffs of Split 1, but he can frag out like the best of them when he chooses to as well. Fake out though has been par for the course onto these B executes. It gets shot there by Zar. Potter still eager to find a pick, and he has a few victims. Light armor for Icy and Zar. The ones here on the B side, and it might actually surprise RRQ Academy.
Could. Honestly, just now, I was gonna say, I think the immediate reaction to shoot the fake out as well is because Durka, thank you Durka, for doing that. We saw Izu do that as well on the tier 1 stage. So at this point, you know, you can't really trust anyone. You can't really trust a fake out.
Yeah, it could be real.
Just like our
Your
friendship.
Oh yeah, 100%. Don't worry. Fingers crossed off cam. But hey, the dimensional drift into play here. Tash and Potter again scouting safely. He's always using this dimensional drift to go around the site, get into A main, and that's when Full Sense wants to strike.
Still Garden also online as well, so a lot of util used as well. The Hunt does put away Icy's position. But Icy, he does not matter. He's marked, he's stunned as well. Still holding on the line. 13 seconds to go. Full Sense need to make this quick. Armageddon just to buy a bit more time. A lot of pressure from Icy. Just spray the heck out of everyone. And that's a huge headshot to Apinia and Sephiroth answers. And the same thing could be said about his teammates here, but as time goes by, they're not going to be able to plant that spike, so RRQ Academy has done a phenomenal job of just stalling at the cost of his teammates' lives.
Yeah, in the chaos, they at least RRQ Academy force Full Sense. No.
Regardless here, it's a 5-7 half. Full Sense managed to climb back into the game.
Yeah, Full Sense did rally, but RRQ securing that last round very much so in a convincing fashion. And now, they're on the attack here, Tash. They're looking to go for the A split, and Pinya, first contact.
Spots everything he needs, and even running away with the kill! Fully anticipating Icy, and Icy, despite his valiant efforts of trying to just really throw off that crosshair with his slide, Full Sense, they were very much ready for it. But despite all of that, RRQ Academy very much still on the side that this flash could be huge here. It just finds 2, 3, 4 players. And that's good for 1, but cannot do more than that. Full Sense, their retakes are looking very scary right now on this pistol.
Dash Bunny said it could be huge. Spoiler alert, it was huge.
Out of charges.
Okay.
That's kind of the round. The flash came, and they're gone. But overall, it's still how Full Sense have been playing this map, even on the attacking side. Defensive play off that utility. The smokes were there for good reason, and it was just Full Sense popping out in a synchronized fashion. That blind side blinded everybody in RRQ Academy, barely blinded anyone from Full Sense, and it's that sync up here from Full Sense, that chemistry that will give them success for these utility plays.
It was just one flash that really just caused the whole everything just fall apart, and it was the flash of Potter here. And that's the kind of the value of what you want to see from your aggressive duelist as well, just to be able to play off like a more of a support player. But Laz, his position has been sussed out, so he's forced to move away as well. But despite the trip wire, he can't follow up. The trip does come back online, and the camera just finds a way to find where the other members are. He knows where Moria is. He plays that nice little off angle, the high ground as well. And that's only good for 1, and that's always been the same story.
Yeah, I mean, the guns are a lot different this time for Full Sense. And a big advantage to win that one out. I was a little surprised that Laz got someone else after the tripwire. Zar was just caught out in the open. And this is where it gets concerning on RRQ Academy on the attack. If they're going to play these post plants in a rushdown fashion, especially given that the Neon, you want that speed on the execute, you have to be careful while you're setting up that spike. These positions here from RRQ Academy, they have to adjust a little bit, play a bit more safer, just for the initiators and whatnot. Give a chance for them to play utility down the line.
2 Guardians already in the hands of Full Sense here. They're looking to just run away the round if they can. So used as well here as RRQ Academy. Icy stunned up as well. But Sephiroth took a big brunt of the damage. 28 HP left to his name.
Yeah, he's kind of low here in Full Sense. Coming into this bonus right now, they have to rely on the stall potential here of Leviathan. But not only that, Potter, he wants to challenge. Maybe pick up a gun here from someone like Nats. Win out that 1v1. You do have the shear though into play. Salva comes out and the pressure's on from RQ.
The Thorns just buy a bit of time, but Potter somehow manages to find 1 and 2 playing from the smokes, and the Dimensional Drift is very much online. Points out the members of our RRQ Academy over on Art as well, so his teammates are just adjusting accordingly. But he's gonna try and just break out of Dimensional Drift. Perhaps a big flash could be the name of the game here, but no need to do so because now RRQ Academy, they're left scratching their heads. How exactly are we gonna be playing this? We lost so many players in such a small amount of time.
Yeah, and it's a big component of Full Sense success has to be Potter there turning things around and literally turning around to go after the push into Link. He knew the Razor Vines will be there to be pesky and make it tough for someone like Icy to go in. Picking up now RRQ, they're gonna have to try again.
That wallbang from Apina disrupts that plant, so Nats should fall. And suddenly it's looking for bad to worse. Where are you gonna look here? Moria and Woody at least find Apina. Try to dwindle down the numbers just a little bit here, but that's flank coming in from Sephiroth is everything. And RRQ Academy had no clue where to look and where to point their guns.
Again, to point out, Sephiroth will do that whenever he can, 100% of the time, every time. When there's a chance to go for the long lurk, he will do so, but Potter, it cannot be understated how safe he is able to play with this Yoru. Many other players are just gonna go for the rushdown. They're gonna try to get as many kills as they can before they die. Not someone like Potter. He gets 2, he backs off, allows Full Sense to reset well on the defense, and even though there was a sense of deja vu for RRQ trying to play it to A, Full Sense was just ready for it again.
So much space as well, so much info that RRQ Academy managed to get just in that grown up mid here. But Full Sense, they're not buying it. They're just okay to just hide away, deny as much information as they can, and refill in that space after.
Yeah, and that's key here for Full Sense. They're rarely leaving any gaps for RRQ to play on, and when there is space for RRQ, Full Sense is more often than not ready to receive on the opposite end. That's been the case for many of these rounds from RRQ. They push into Link, right? And it just goes into the arms of Full Sense, waiting by the pocket there onto the corner, waiting on the backside. Now then, Leviathan can't find the same spot and he's in trouble.
Salvos just cannot make Leviathan move out of the way. Either he goes out in the open or falls to RRQ, and he chose to fall. But Laz, he answers back. Zar cannot hold on at the very least. And somehow Woody rendered so low. Just happy and barely alive just now. The stun comes up as well. They've spotted every single member. That Nightfall is massive. Does not check behind him. There he does. 360 shootout by RRQ Academy. Despite everything, they thrive and they make this Thrifty look so dominating.
Yeah, Full Sense trip up there a bit in the hold on B. It got tough in the halls. Usually there's a spot where you can stay in the middle of the salvos, but Leviathan couldn't find it at all. And Icy was creeping that alongside. And this is where RRQ's new composition really bears a lot of fruit in their favor. Having that Neon instead of the Yoru. Sure, you're not going to have as much of that utility, you're not going to have those kind of flashes, but you have that speed, you have that stun, and a player like Icy can maximize the distance covered with the Bucky and give RRQ these kind of picks.
Oh my god! Potter walks up, challenges that space, shoots people in the face, gets a get out of jail free card as well, and RRQ Academy, you can't do anything about that.
The op shows up and one loses their head. Full sense. Now throwing a big wrench in the plans of RRQ. We've seen this. Set the pace. Even back on Fracture. And while Icy is looking to find any punish through the cyber cages, Laz just navigates into halls. Potter yet again, not overexerting himself. Playing up top, has the op still. And if anyone decides to peek into B, that Yoru is going to be ready.
No movement at all from the rest of Full Sense. So ready and aware to see whether or not RRQ Academy will just go and hit another site. Now you can see these pings come through, so they have an idea on how exactly they want to enter this site. So they found the camera as well. But this op from Potter should be denied very least. So the sprays are good from Laz as well. We're not expecting to be in that corner. Spots out one, thanks to that nice little recon. Flashed off, so Potter cannot hold on. That's quickly just eliminates a Pina from this corner. But Laz, he's not done quite yet. But a jump shot with the classic to the face. Come on now. Zar and Woody, one each to their name. And that shot dart just eliminates Potter from his corner. This time around, somehow Sephiroth survives until the very end. A 1v1 here between two of these players, and immediately the drone will not be sent out at the very least.
What happened?
They know exactly where Zar is as well. His head has been isolated and spotted, but somehow at the very least, Zar very determined to keep the team very much alive in this game.
Eyes up.
Either he canceled it quickly or it's just that weird collision sometimes with the out drone. Either way though, Zar never count him out in the clutch. Just wins there in the 1v1. And we saw that it was Full Sense's pick after the picks from Potter and Laz. But with RRQ decide to go for the full set, they commit on it. The space the Neon makes is one thing RRQ Academy is able to build on. Beautiful shock dart as well there from Zar. And they're not out of this one yet, Tash. They refuse to let this lead by. They're the ones up by one. And especially with the Thrifty, they have some guns to work with.
Sephiroth here with a judge in hand, only good for one. Unfortunately for him, not able to just stay away from all this util in RRQ Academy. This util is just nasty. And the same could be said about that shot by Leviathan. Nats did not stand a chance in that particular moment. But the flashes are still very much online and happening here, even on A main. Zar forced back as well, so he's going to be using his drone here just to really suss out all the members of Full Sense. And he spots out two, so the rest of the team is just backing off.
Yeah, Mario's gonna go for the longest wraparound on the map. And Leviathan's actually looking for the timing here. Leviathan might be key to the success. We saw how he just tanked the Hunter's Fury shot anyway. Now the Neural Theft will give Leviathan a chance to peek out, but the timing, it's not gonna work here. He's gonna play the long con here, Sash, and wait to see what he can do from the longer B-long angle.
Leviathan is so low though, 20 HP. But none of the members are so ready. Never mind, Woody was very much ready for him to get that plant. Could be huge. 2v3 even.
Coming to the post plant, right? You got Zar and the rest. They're gonna rely on utility here. Laz and Potter. They picked up some guns and they're gonna clear the closer angles. But Potter needs to find Moria here to pick up a rifle now.
The flash is over there, but somehow he's just a little bit more unlucky with his timing, and Moria immediately reacts by shooting him in the face. Laz immediately gonna try and just bait out that util. Salvo's already done and used. He's so low, 60 HP left. No time as well. Cage dwindles out. But none of the members of RRQ Academy are just showing themselves at all. This high-low is just too much for him to deal with in RRQ Academy. They are still very much in this driver's seat, and they're looking to end the game very soon.
High, low, left, right, double swing, whatever you want to call it. It was well coordinated there by RRQ Academy. And there were a few solid ideas there from Full Sense. Sephiroth's judge up close and suddenly surprise a player like Icy. And it could have had more success there on the long lurk. But as I said a while ago, Woody hearing that, just perhaps Sephiroth, or Leviathan rather, a little too eager running into club. And now Full Sense yet again forced to call a timeout. The first time they've taken 2 timeouts in this series, Tash. And they need to find some answers or RRQ will force a decider here.
They really want to. I mean, again, remember, the last time Full Sense was really challenged on this map was against Kimmy Kittens. A 17-15 overtime. And the rest were all just dominating scores, whether it would be against Naos, against RRQ Academy, 13-3 even. And I think that 13-3, that loss, I think RRQ Academy definitely learned a lot here.
Yeah, I mean, they have for sure. They came into this one very prepared. The coaching staff, perhaps, giving ideas to a different kind of composition. The players executing it well. And key components really stepping up when they need to the most. You can see Woody there, getting a few more kills down the line. Zara, as per usual, in this series, performing well. Nats has been... I want to say he's the biggest surprise, but he's such a veteran also that he can have these kind of performances in his career. And all in all, now with 3 ultimates ready, RRQ Academy, they have a good chance to just snowball into a map win at this rate.
Yeah, they have what? A lot of ultimates online as well. They have the Cosmic Divide, they have the Steel Garden, and they do have the Armageddon. But somehow, Potter finds a big opening pick onto Icy. It's the same play from before, and Full Sense was very much anticipating it. RRQ Academy, then that's going to be slowing things down there with the Steel Garden. As Leviathan looking to swing out with that util. The flash comes through here. Nats was looking away to the wrong side of the area. And Nats somehow that strafe is just cheeky. But there's always going to be a buddy system in terms of trades. Azar to find one as well. Woody's position already compromised. The flash is coming through as well. As the rest of RRQ Academy are just looking to just even out the tempo, make it aggressive as heck. Potter for 3 as well, just moving on the map. Azar, he's known where the situation of where Akunya is. And somehow, Full Sense, despite the aggression coming in from RRQ Academy, still managed to win that round.
I mean, the disorder that Potter just brings to the plate, man. This is the chaos that Potter provides as a Yoru. Makes it so tough for RRQ Academy to decide where to look, who to fight first, and where to be wary of. And we've seen many incredible Thai duelists from, of course, the Thai scene. We've seen players like Privy come up with the uprise. We've seen, of course, how some of the players from before have really shown up on the duelist role. But Potter, he's one of the, I want to say he's one of the smart ones. He has his aptitude to really play with his team, give them chances to win their own fights, and make it tough for RRQ Academy where to look. And that's why they're going to go for the timeout here. They can't be fooled by Potter again and again and again here.
There really was. I really think that for Potter, that was his round to win. I love the fact that he was just walking around the area, providing so much support and information from his teammates. And despite all of that valiant effort, his teammates were not able to really equalize. It was all him going huge here. And when push comes to shove, you can always expect Potter to drag him and his teammates all the way to this finishing line, to the finish line, excuse me. And that's exactly what happened here. In this situation, I'm glad that they really forced RRQ Academy to call this timeout, because if anything, RRQ Academy want to avoid a situation where Full Sense just rides off the momentum, because they are such a good team at just chaining so many rounds in a row.
And especially when it's Potter the one giving them that round in the first place. Remember the 1v2 a while ago in Fracture. Now we saw a 3K from him. If the story wants to repeat this chapter, Full Sense now can take control of it. Bucky though, in the hands of Icy. We've seen him find success with it alongside the overdrive. The rest of RRQ Academy, rifles on hand, Full Sense. They're stacking heavily into this B side, preparing for a push out. And RRQ, I think off the timeout, they also decided, okay guys, let's calm down a little bit. Let's not send in Icy to just immediately go for the push, because Full Sense are awaiting those kind of plays.
Yeah, and Icy's got shut down so many times. And I think at the beginning of the game as well, I was looking at the scores. I mean, it felt like Potter was just immediately shut down, especially on attack side. This time around, he's really managed to avoid doing that. They will bait that wall at the very least for RRQ Academy. They heard the sounds, and immediately there was some gunfire coming through. So RRQ Academy aware that there's at least some people at least playing close by.
Yeah, they might force the issue here towards B. There's still the star setup. There's still the Razorvine and the Arcros, and Moria's wall is where it's starting.
Immediately on that side as well, despite that flash, Potter still manages to just fall. But Sephiroth is dead at the very least, just calm him down. But Moria, he goes huge, finds 2 hits to pop. They did get the plant. And there's still only 2 members of Full Sense to come through. A 2-on-4 not going to be easy. And after he pushes, and somehow finds 2 members waiting for him on the other side here. He thought he was going to be slick. But RRQ Academy, they were very much ready. And sends last to just go and save.
I'll say, I'm actually... Did you not see Zar? Yeah. Ran straight at him.
I was quite surprised that he was just gonna push out dry with no info or anything. That's dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, it is dangerous, and he does get punished accordingly. All in all, though, big difference off the timeout here for RRQ. They don't send in the human recon drone that is Icy to his own demise. They set him up well with the Cosmic Divide. He gets the one on the Potter. The rest of the RRQ Academy follow suit. And it's such a stark difference, Dash, when they really support that Neon. Well-crafted round by RRQ to get their 11th.
It feels almost like a deja vu moment, right? For Fracture just now, where Potter was the one getting support from his teammates. This time around, RRQ Academy doing the same thing, getting a taste of their own medicine. Full sense. What are you going to do now here? Fresh out of timeouts, no clue how to approach this. And if you look at RRQ Academy right now, their alt economy, excuse me, looks really great. I mean, they're 3 off, I think, the Hunter's Fury. The Armageddon's online alongside that Overdrive. It's not going to be a very easy round. If anything, RRQ Academy looking to go fast here.
Yeah, it's not just the ult economy, it's just the economy in general. The money is tight here for Full Sense. They give this one up. It's map point for RRQ Academy, and Full Sense will have to play for overtime for the rest of regulation. Things are looking tough. RRQ Academy trying to steal this one away from Full Sense, and it's been looking very impressive from RRQ. This has been one of the Academy teams that we were watching out for.
Weapons
Last
up,
split,
comms open.
we saw how they had some great ideas. They had some key players.
Locating
But
target.
right now, it's about the homework that they put in, preparation that they had coming into this map, and it's working so far, Tash.
Just really moved Sephiroth out of his location as well. A lot of utils being used and popped entirely, but now for RRQ, they have no clue where to go or how to move this. But Sephiroth, he pops out of the smoke. Nats at least shuts him down, finds 2. Massive. And now, it's a standstill again.
Great cover from that. The Prowler, as you could see on camera, blocking Icy's vision. No one saw whatever's going on, but eventually Nat's the one protecting his teammate, and Icy's still alive. RRQ pivoting into the A side, and Leviathan, he's gonna get seen here.
That's enough info already. He knows where the members of RRQ Academy are. Somehow he also managed to get that orb as well, so this could be huge. He's one off that Steel Garden. All he needs to do is just get a kill, but I'm not sure if he's actually going to survive this with only a share of his hand in hand. He doesn't have support at all. Arc Rose for the flash, huge, but they surround him from all different angles, so RRQ Academy already anticipating where he's going to be. So immediately relay bolt all the way to back of sight onto Secret, so they secure that side of the map, but no clue for Flowers. Last he's just looking to push, and whenever he did, immediately Nats reacts, and Last to fall as well. Potter good for 1, sharp shot to the head, not able to find Zar here. But to break into the site itself, that's another question. Where to look, where to clear. Backside in his favor. He's already making his way all the way down to dugout as well. Moving on to Flowers, finds no one. The rest of RRQ Academy, it feels like almost like a horror movie, right? You have no clue where exactly the members are going to be here. This could be massive as well. He finds them in the back foot, clears out dugout. Great. 2 more members to worry about here. They have a nice crossfire setup at the very least here, but the very least as well, you have Zar, who's been shooting today to clear and clean the round.
Decent attempt there from Potter, but it's map point now for RRQ as they want to bring the action towards Ascent. That round though, you can see for RRQ how much of a distraction Icy becomes. That Full Sense immediately listen to the high gear sound cue, but then the swing out comes and that's how they catch out Leviathan, who now has a Steel Garden. 3 ultimates available for Full Sense. They have some guns to work with, but only light armor here, Tad. Yes. So something to work with, but for RRQ, once the magic number, they win 1 round, and we're gonna go to that 3rd map.
Icy gonna walk in with the stealth drone as well. They still managed to get rid of that trip as well thanks to that shock dart. So if anything, a lot of space is just really found and opened up for RRQ Academy.
And RRQ playing it very safe. They realized a while ago Full Sense have been eager to play into A main. They use out the initial owl drone. It's a different hold though for Leviathan. Doesn't want to die too early holding the site. Can use that Steel Garden for the retake alongside the Nightfall. So big options here for Full Sense. Key players in Opinia and Leviathan. Now then, RRQ to push out Icy, taking some damage to the Razorvine. But beyond this, Tash, it's RRQ who will get the plant. Full Sense really wanted to play for the retake.
It's a very slow retake by Full Sense this time. They want to make sure that they'll be able to survive as a 5. But the members of RRQ Academy placed them so deep into the backside, but Last very much was ready for it. And despite the fact that he only had a Bulldog, but the same could be said about Woody. Classic in hand. Rapiña goes huge. Finds Moria there. The Smoker is now down and out here. Full Sense on the site already. The Cosmic Divide comes online. We have the Hunter's Fury as well. That walks up, shoots 2 members in the face. And here comes Armageddon. It is chaos, cacophony. Last one only has 7 HP to work with. The salvos come online as well. He taps it at least, so he does buy a bit of time and to sell that fake. More smokes to come through. Woody with that wall bags, it's huge. Sephiroth has no clue where to go, where to look as well. Spots our Zar, moves up to the top side, but a shorty in hand is enough to end the game. And RRQ Academy.
Last 2 maps, this is gonna be a very different dimension of play from IC coming at this one. And speaking of RRQ Academy, they're gonna start off on the stronger side on the defense, but they only have that single sentinel to work with.
That's right, and I think that for full sense, I mean, I've seen a few teams play this Cypher Lock as well, and it is understandable why they want to go for this Yoru as well. I think for Cypher Lock, especially on attack, it's a lot slower compared to the rest, and it relies a lot on that defaults. You just slowly make their way through mid, try just cripple down and find numbers, just dwindle it down one by one. So I'm really curious to see how exactly full sense will be playing this, because for the last 2 maps, it's been about speed.
Yeah. And I do want to say for RRQ Academy, it does seem like the series cementing a few roles for their teams. Moria looking to be the main controller now for RRQ Academy. Zar, sure flex, but mostly initiators. Full sense though, is action into mid as they play towards B side.
I mean, we are anticipating that mid area as well, and then for RRQ Academy, they left mid so empty as well. RRQ Academy, I think this might just be a retake here. A good flash comes forward, and Sephiroth alongside Potter just make it look so easy. But Zar finds 2, but for the rest of RRQ Academy, we cannot say the same here. Only Woody left to deal with in a 1v3 here. He wins his first fight, great. Still, 2 more people to worry about now, but the timing for Leviathan, this could be massive. He's not looking at market quite yet. He comes through, but his timing is right. And Woody, he turns it into a 1v1. He does have a stealth turn to play with. He also does have the salvos as well. But great enough for Apinya. He does not show his hand at all, staying relatively safe. But he does get pushed out of the way here, but no follow-ups quite yet. Woody looking to position himself over onto lane. Not too sure where exactly to look. It has to be toward Boathouse. And Woody, he looks exactly there. The timing coming in for Apinya is just better. As full sense, they make the pistol theirs.
Yeah, nice try there from Woody. You have to give him props winning those 1v1s, especially even with the sudden lurk there from mid from Leviathan. I do still see here for RRQ Academy though on the defense, leaving mid very dangerous. So you can easily get overrun by a push. It wasn't even about the retake there for the defense. It was about playing the anchor on the side. Confident they would win those fights. They get overrun. Sure, Zar, Woody getting 2 apiece, but still not enough. Full sense had control of the objective and it gave them the round win.
RRQ Academy this time around, they're looking to push as a 3, but the flash, excuse me, is just massive. Gives Potter 2 before Woody as well should fall, but he steals away Potter. Regardless, Full Sense has full control onto the site. Full area, just making sure no one is into hell as well, so util will be thrown there. Timing for last is just massive here. Despite those whiffs, he still manages to find Zar. Nats left on his own to his own devices. A nice high-low setup as well as Nats gonna concede here, trying to find a different way onto that site.
Yeah, decided to spike along the way. Full sense though. This is where they're gonna look strong. If they can just push it to the site, keep utility pieces, especially for someone like a Deadlock and the Cypher for the post plan. It's gonna be a big proponent of the success of their offense. And not only that, let's not forget that this Deadlock now has the GravNet as a signature ability. It's a little bit smaller, but you're gonna have it for every single round. It's about investing in the barrier mesh later on for the post plant as the round secured. Full sense now getting 2 rounds, but they can make these blitzes happen. RRQ Academy, they're gonna have to invest either Zar or Woody's utility early on just to stop the initial push from Full Sense.
This is kind of funny if you think about it, because I was talking so much about how mid should be the pressure point coming in from Full Sense, especially as they're defaulting because of the Cypher Lock. But most of that fights in that last round happened on A main. They were the ones trying to go aggressive here. RRQ Academy going aggressive, trying to just be able to just get 1-2 pickoffs, but they were not expecting the entirety of Full Sense to be there, and they got punished for it.
Yeah. Well, they were on the eco anyway. Now it's Full Sense playing the bonus. And mid still. They're putting presence onto mid at least. Apinya sending out the owl drone there. And given that fact, it keeps players like Woody watching for mid with the outlaw.
Waiting off this one-way smoke as well. This time around, no players going too aggressive from RRQ Academy except for that B main area. Nats hasn't spotted anyone yet.
Here.
Smoke set up as well already, and immediately they just gonna send out that fake out into the site itself as Potter immediately just TPs onto the site alongside his util. The TP on the side, and somehow Sephiroth just TPs onto the tripwire. It's just so unlucky, and Moria immediately take him out. That's good for one as well. So the rest of the members of Full Sense were already on site. His teammates not able to follow him into the site will be punished.
Yeah, Full Sense, they're not gonna get these executes towards A this way. They're gonna need to pull more attention elsewhere from the map, or else they're just gonna get caught out in utility. Case in point, Sephiroth just teleporting straight into the tripwire. No real space made. And
30 seconds
given
left.
that fact, it's RRQ right now, still having to fight.
Oh man, unfortunately for Woody, he did put a dink onto Apina, but it's not enough to kill. 6 HP left, but Apina finds himself all the way up there onto rafters. Could be huge, trying to catch anyone in the midst of that rotation, but Icy was there. But Apina was very much waiting for him. Leviathan somehow managed to turn a bad round into a good one, and Apina just walks and drops down. Finds Nats all the way in hell, and they do have all of these post plants set up as well. Zar left as the last man standing here. Granted, 2 of the members of Full Sense are very low, with Last the only one with full HP left, but with 3 barrels put up to your name here and no idea where to look, Last just wallbangs the heck out of him, and they take away this bonus. Wow!
Taking walks
There's no way Apina gets away with those kills. There's no way. RRQ Academy, they already locked the site. They threw away the keys. Somehow, Apina finds it, picks it up along the way, and gets away with his
enemy remaining.
There's Ash. He got shot in the leg. He had 6 HP, and with a Guardian, he gets a 3K.
That's
Unbelievable.
ridiculous.
That's it.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, because
Okay.
that round was not Full Senses to win. They had a terrible start, losing 2.
Well, welcome, Apina, to Full Sense. Like, this is why he's back.
Truly, I agree with you. This time around, Full Sense taking a more slower approach. Instead of getting active and taking up mid space here, they decide to wait.
Scanning ahead.
I mean, they have the guns now. As I said a while ago, Full Sense here. They can work off picks.
My God.
Nice shot though from Nats. But then again, Potter's still keeping an eye out and trying to keep that gun away from the Cypher.
Tries to challenge that the fake out just passes by him. He puts a lot of damage somehow onto Potter with that swing out. So Potter rendered down to only 56 HP, and the rest of RRQ Academy, they got away unscathed, and even then, they can reposition themselves all the way up to the site.
And you can see the double up on A main, just to keep an eye out on the rifle. The Owl drone sent from B main here by RRQ Academy. With Full Sense, trying to play the timer. They're gonna send out the gate crash. Look to creep up into B here. Now then, Dimensional Drift. Potter is just waving a flag of Full Sense onto this A side, but RRQ, they're not fighting, they're rotating towards the B side instead, looking to
30
anticipate this
seconds
push.
But RRQ Academy was not bought at all from that fake. Immediately, they had rotating toward the B side area. Apina, nice kind of hold there onto Switch, managing to close down the door here. As Zar takes a bit of damage here, but Sephiroth, he just sprays down alongside Apina, finds 2. I see at least finds 1 to his name, so Sephiroth to fall. The shard in his Zar! What is that shot? That sheriff alongside Icy! There is no way. We're seeing way too many of these insane rounds, and especially on map 3.
2 rounds in a row, unbelievable moments. And Zar, somehow, some way, gets away with bloody murder onto not just 1 but 2. What?
That was honestly an insane round. I was projecting Full Sense to win it, especially since they were able to enter the site so cleanly. But that retake, but Zar going huge with that sheriff was just something I think they were not anticipating. My God.
Zar was the only one who could stop that round in the trap. He's the one who catches the player with the spike, and we noted it. RRQ didn't fall for the fake. They understood it was still heading towards B. And the fact that they didn't rotate, giving them that chance. Now Full Sense having problems with pace here, Tash. Then again, the push out though. The fake out now broken. Sure, RRQ getting a bit of intel towards B main, but Full Sense pressure being put onto the cubby here.
It's not going to be an easy push even from 3 as well if you think about it. Look at how many trips there are onto the A site, the cam as well as that trip onto this mid-side area. And as soon as someone were to walk into that trip, it's going to be an immediate swing out from the members, including Moria here, who's holding a little bit more close. But he's waiting here and he goes big onto that first pick. Potter tag teams, finds one to his name, so they can't just easily break the util. Swings straight into tree area itself, but Woody, this off angle, finds Devidence, finds Laz to fall as well. The numbers of players from the full set are just dwindling down one by one, and this is how you anchor as Nats. He hasn't moved a single inch, and somehow his util and his hold has just gone huge and nuclear. Full sense cannot break it.
Yeah, this is a stronghold setup by RRQ Academy. You've said it, the anchor plays have been strong, but not only that, them watching out for these kind of lurks. Especially case in point there, Laz trying to get the catch onto Woody. Woody's just still watching onto B main. He trusts the rest of the team over here at A that they can handle it, that they can still set the pace. And it's just, I guess, the problem here for Full Sense right now. They're lacking that initiative. They have the Yoru, they have that double sentinel. They don't have that much to dislodge RRQ Academy on the site. They have to rely on Apinia and Sephiroth to do just that, but they're gonna be lacking on that utility, and RRQ takes advantage of it.
Yeah, the Odin's very much online as well. Zar this time will be the one to hold on to it.
My eyes are down.
But Nats, his camera, they know exactly where it is as well. And as soon as they peek out here, somehow Nats, not able to get that pick off quite yet, does chip down a bit of Potter's HP.
I'm waiting to see if Full Sense is going to go for the Gravnet play. Leviathan, he has to try and find at least an angle to work with, set up someone like Potter to safely play into the site. There has to be a bit more proactivity here. In Full Sense, they unleash everything they've had in Apinia's hands there. Over towards the A site. Doesn't get too much value though, and the Aldro now from Zar gets all the intel in the world.
They know exactly where the other members are as well. So all the members of RRQ Academy sort of suspecting it might be a big push. But somehow Icy gonna catch Leviathan off guard as he just pushes straight onto main site as well. As Zar looking to spray the heck out of anyone crossing by here. Nice off angle played, but the salvos keep the rest of Full Sense at bay. And Icy, he's positioned himself all the way back into CT site to see if anyone dares to push a jump peek forward. He has all the info already. They know where they're coming in from market. So the door should close. Woody catches Sephiroth in the midst of that rotation as well, by the cost of 90 of his HP. So at the very least, he's still online, still very much alive as well. But the dimensional drift coming in from Icy's should also spot the other members of Full Sense. A flash as well as the members holding on the side here have to move to the left side of the map because of the Armageddon. But the sprays and the crunch plays are just massive coming in from RRQ Academy, coming in for both lane as well as stairs.
Yeah, they let them have that B site for good reason. RRQ Academy have
Flawless.
safely played the retake there. And it all started with that hold onto the spawn. Just wanting to see if anyone's gonna push there. They also catch out Leviathan, and I'm concerned if Leviathan's being sent out on the lurk, you're not gonna have that Gravnet. You're not gonna have the Annihilation keys to make these sites open up. As soon as they get on site, RRQ Academy had so much control. A bit of emotion there, sure, on the cams, but you can really see it's so much more confidence now for RRQ Academy compared to the rest of the series we've had so far.
Yeah, they seemed very timid on Fracture, if I'm being honest, right now that you've mentioned it. It seemed like they were hesitating, they were a little bit too passive in my opinion, but this time around, they make it very proactive. They're just taking up space, not too sold by the idea of over-rotating, because they understand that defaults is the standard game, name of the game here for the Cypher.com. But Annihilation comes online, should be able to steal someone here. Moria gets caught, and immediately Hunter's Fury answers back, but the rest of RRQ Academy, they push, and Apinia, his position noted. But immediately as well, Nats for the top side heaven. He's gonna clear out Potter quickly as he comes by here. Location, yes, reveal doesn't really matter, but Leviathan with that stinger, it's nasty, gets the upgrade as well. They get the plant down. The rest of RRQ Academy forced to wait out that util, forced to wait out those smokes. It does eventually go down here, but they do have the trips to buy a bit more time.
Spike
There's nothing
planted.
ever feels safe here for Full Sense. They get the spike planted, but look at all the angles RRQ Academy has, especially towards A main here, Tash.
Yeah, as Laz rushes up forward, trying to make sure that no one really crosses that boundary. But all eyes into Heaven's side here. Salvos just to clear out these corners. Leviathan trying to go out in the open here, but that hold from Laz is disgusting, and Leviathan finds one to his name. Zar, they know exactly what he is, and playing a retake with an Odin is not going to be easy. Leviathan goes big, nuclear even 4. Hey, what a round.
Their death demands
Monstrous from Leviathan, and exactly what you need from your Deadlock, assisting on the push, making it possible with the Gravnet and the Annihilation. He's able to wrap the Cocoon onto one there, and well, sure, RRQ Academy had a nice idea to push out, to get control aiming, shut down Apinya's Hunter's Fury. What happens to the rest of the site? It's Leviathan who finds one spot to call it and play it safe. I honestly thought for a while RRQ Academy had it. Nats was fragging out. He got 2 kills onto the A side, but Leviathan stayed in cover, got the angle, got the pick, and the rest was history. Once it comes down to the post flank, that Deadlock's the one to watch out for. And speaking of, Potter now getting on the board.
Probably his the gun barrel came out of smoke first, and it's immediate response for the members of Full Sense here. Zar gonna refill that space that was lost by IC once again here. Nice off angle played as Nat will just kind of retreat back onto market side.
Yeah, and Leviathan here putting presence known towards mid. We've seen this position from Full Sense before. They can quickly go to B if ever, but Zar's staying on pizza is gonna be huge.
It is huge, but Potter just susses him out, already suspecting it. I thought that they were gonna buy the bait that Nats had kind of like retreated into the mid-side market area. Regardless as far as Full Sense, despite their huge pickoffs here to mid-side area, they're not looking to fully commit to it.
I mean, they can play it safe. They have a little bit more time than usual on the timer itself. They still are the ones that are full 5. And speaking of, they're just gonna go together as a whole squad. We've seen this work out for Full Sense before. Now they're gonna go for that B side here. Smoke that market wisely. Nats, his timing on the swing is gonna be crucial.
Huge as well, but Nats here from Logs. They didn't even care. They knew exactly when he was going to jump out. They had cleared out every single corner, and fortunately for him, he will be punished for it. Moria here with Woody, last 2 people standing. They're going to come in from CT as well as Market side. No, they're actually going to play together here from Market. I think that I sense this hesitation. They have no clue where to look or where to go. They've heard the sounds of the utility as well. You have the Cypher Lock, the cams, the sound sensors as well. So I guess it's a save.
Yeah, and they saved the operator as well. Moria able to pick that one up. They're gonna keep it for the next round. The rest of the team should have enough money to go for the buy, but Full Sense now finding their form here, Sash, and we all honestly thought about their attacking side. It's gonna be weak if they don't find picks, but if they do, if they get these individual kills, especially on committed angles, and while Moria gets one, they're gonna save the operator for the next round. I think that pizza hold from Zar, it's a little risky when you're playing against a team like Full Sense, because Full Sense has so much utility to flush that out, and if they get that pick, they're gonna work off that kill.
They really did. He just really abused whatever space that's just gone just now. I think it was good. I mean, at first when ICs fell, I thought, okay, they're refilling that space. They can sell this fake if they want to, but I think for Full Sense, they're very cautious. Whatever corners you think is going to be safe, they just double, triple check it as well. So their diligence just pays dividends, if you ask me.
Yeah, and it was a problem a little bit in the first few rounds because they were running out of time. But in these situations, early in the timer itself, they're gonna work with it. They're gonna make sure everything's safe and sound. And the cleanliness, honestly, of Full Sense is where they're gonna find these things. Speaking of, I see this one, good one.
They even sell the fake as well. This time around, Zar gets away with murder, getting 2. And I have to say that this was actually the game plan here earlier. You have one player going aggressive, taking away the, just taking the bait, and then Zar just swings out. This time around here, Icy not only gets away with his life, and Zar gets 2. This is the game plan all along here. And for RRQ Academy, even A side is not the easiest to take. As soon as that trip breaks here, someone swings out. It's gonna be Moria, but Full Sense, they were very much anticipating it. That kill trip as well jumps up, and he just waits these corners to perfection. Apinha though, rendered to only 30 HP regardless of winning that fight. But here comes the nades, here comes the salvos as well. He's stunned. Apinha not gonna be the easiest to hold, and the wall bangs are coming through. 1 HP. Could it be a dream? That's the question here. You have 3 more people to worry about. That's a good flash as well. He finds that corner angle. Ices. He clears out one area. The nades and shock darts come through as well, but the sheer amount of numbers of players is what he has to worry about.
Yeah, and you could see that he was thinking a little bit, which one was the real one? This one ran straight past me. The other one's running straight past me. Might as well just shoot this Yoru instead. All in all, though, it's perfectly played there, Tash. The bait and switch, as you mentioned, it was just akin to what they did on Pearl, right? They put Icy in a position where he draws that first contact. Someone else swings out, and in this case, Zar good out there. They full sense.
One enemy.
Honestly, a rare mistake for them. We were talking about how clean they've been checking these corners, watching out for these angles. But that's when they were caught napping by RRQ.
Just feels like the usual Tash Bunny curse at this point. I am very scared.
As soon as you say it.
Revealing area.
Anyways, the recon dart immediately shows away the position where Leviathan is, but no wall bangs this time around. Great Wall of Ascent is here, at the very least. Util dumps all about, but here comes the Annihilation as well, and immediately RQ Academy somehow stays safe here, rushes up forward. But somehow Icy will get caught out by that Paranoia here, and Zar goes massive once again, finding two before being shut down by Laz. Doors closed, but Laz and Potter find one each as well. The equalizer, it's huge, and it becomes more competitive this round.
It's 3v3 and Potter getting close to switch, giving them the chance to play onto the side. They caught Icy there. It was still peeking into main. Light up as well. Put the barrier mesh, making it tough for RRQ to play from spawn. Hunter Spirit comes in.
Paranoia one more time, but no follow-up. The rest of full sense. As soon as the TP comes through, Moria just gets chunked to smithereens. They've already noted the positions of at least one of the players here, but somehow Laz, despite the salvos and being thrown out into the open, he was very much ready and anticipating someone waiting for him out there. Woody knows exactly where he is. He's tagged out by the cam, but he doesn't really matter because Spotter is around close to trade off him as well. Attack team push out from a full sense this time around, learn from their last mistakes, and they make this round look good.
Yeah, they had pressure on many angles there for full sense. I know that a while ago Potter getting close, but Laz here survives the initial onslaught. And from that point on, just waits around a main. Laz has been one of the sharper shots really here of full sense. You know you can rely on him on the anchor in that situation. He's just the one waiting out for players to come his way. One of the key players of Maiden Thailand a while ago. You know, of course, full sense acquiring some of the players there, making this pseudo Thai super team to take the championship from last splits. It's 6-4 in their favor here, Tash.
Same quiet start again from Full Sense, just sussing out to see if any of the RQ Academy members just take away space, go aggressive, put in some util. You can see the stealth drone coming out down mid as well. Immediately Icy's gonna just try and suss out mid if see anyone's there. He's taking out so much space already. But that's not where Full Sense is headed. Full Sense is just fully headed toward A side itself. There is that one area you can see on the map itself, but it doesn't really matter because right now Moria will be the one to get the first contact, and he wins it. And somehow Nats, he's gonna be punished for that. A bit too aggressive, a bit too overzealous just to get his util up online, the neural theft. And now Full Sense says, okay, let's just back out.
Yeah, Full Sense in panic there. They heard the Cypher coming. They shot him down, and even with the neural theft, what's the intel RRQ Academy gets here? That they're by spawn, the numbers now can pile onto that B site there, and Full Sense will look to take advantage of it.
Zar playing a very aggressive angle here, trying to see whether or not he can get that first pick of contact as
30
well.
seconds left.
Gonna spot two! But in his hand was a knife, so he can't shoot back at the very least. Sephiroth quick to take him down. Just quickly flooding onto the side itself. Quick rotations coming in from RRQ Academy as well.
Some faster actions here from Full Sense to pivot over onto B. The rotation, very effective. Not only that, they're
Spike
watching
planted.
the flag Sephiroth so much.
Yep, Sephiroth was very much ready for Icy's Paranoia setup and sought to see if anyone's coming in from CT. They heard the sounds as well, so they still have salvos. Gonna clear out those corners, especially towards Borehouse and close. Finds nothing. Last gonna try and wallbang. Heard the sound cues as well. Renders down
One
the
enemy
HP of
remaining.
Woody so low as Potter just completely finishes him off here, but Laz as well to find Moria. It's very textbook, is very clean.
Yeah.
And is very aggressive. Full Sense to 7.
Last round before the
Yeah,
switch.
this is fundamentals from Full Sense. You said a textbook. I do say RRQ Academy, nice idea. When you're playing the Omen, you have to have that one round where you play in the wide, right, and throw the Paranoia. You're usually good for
Spike
one
planted.
or two. But all in all, Full Sense. We've been talking about how mental is important in this series. How,
Go, man.
how these there's some laughs there, but yeah, just how they're able to play off one another. The teamwork here from Full Sense to keep calm, get the round, and right now another situation where RRQ is just forcing the issue.
I mean, this time around they're going aggressive this time, and somehow Potter just says, pop goes the weasel, pop goes Moria's head. Honestly, if you think about it, comes up online here, and Potter, despite that flash, just crouches down, finds
Kill him
Icy,
twice.
throwing off the crosshair once again. Zar looking to challenge, playing an off angle to see if anyone does wait for it. But the high-low setup here from Potter as well as Leviathan is just huge. They were so patient and so ready to anticipate someone becoming down aggressive. And here comes the neural theft online as well as the rest of the teams here of the members of RQ Academy. Their positions are noted, and instead of fighting it, they're saying, you know what, why lose guns? Let's just go B.
Or are they? Yes, they are.
Wait, don't even try with me, Dax.
Several was making me think about it a little bit, but now it is that B-side take. Strip bar gonna be into play, but this dimensional drift, Potter again getting the intel.
No way, Potter is just doing Potter things. The human drone that does so much damage takes away crosshairs as well. And where are you gonna break into? You have two players watching down mid-market. He's got pops one head, but two is just too much to ask for. And full sense, they just make it 8.
And the 4 is on the other side, man. This is gonna be a tough one for RRQ Academy. But then again, they have the double initiator. They have the utility to execute on these sites. And Zar and Woody, they've even really seen them step up in this series, especially with Zar's performance. They're gonna have to play their hearts out if they want to rally back and get some map win. Icy, he was peeking into the A site, but Sephiroth, other plans, plays off site over on tree, but scares off the Yoru enough, and RRQ will play it slow to begin with.
You already spotted out. I mean, we saw just now immediately that trip gets broken down from Apina's util, and they answered back with their own stealth drone here. RRQ this time around, they're thinking, okay, let's play mid-side here, put a bit more pressure coming from tree. But that paranoia is massive. Unfortunately for Sephiroth, he chose poorly, did not find the right character. But his angle is just massive as RRQ Academy goes for a double swing forward. Nads, he does that, things, walks up, shoot players in the head, and Leviathan waits it. A little bit more patient, knows there's already someone hit it by the util, so he just shoots them back in the face as well. But 2v4 retake is not going to be the easiest here. Leviathan, we know he's sharp, but the off angle is played as well from Icy on this top side of Gen will find dividends, so Leviathan should be the next one down on Apina. In a 1v4, perhaps he's going to go down to Spike or try to get some exit frags of his own. I think he's going to try and frag out here, but peeks out from Zar. They know exactly where he is, so Icy just pop up his head and just immediately end the round.
Yeah, good attention called. Icy gets a 3K because of it. RRQ Academy doing well to win at the pistol. They needed that one, so they can be the ones to build up momentum coming in on the second half. This is what we're talking about. The utility here, Sephiroth getting caught. Nats and the rest of RRQ willing to push. And that's one thing RRQ Academy can do with the Tejo alongside the Sova, right? You also have the Moria Paranoia as per usual, a lot more angles that they can clear to make their way onto A.
RQ Academy, a great start there to a, I would say, weaker second half for them. Regardless, the rest of Full Sense looking to play off their strengths. It's the double Senti comp.
Yeah. And you got one Senti on one side, one Senti on the other. You got Tripwire Stash. We're making a checklist along the way. I mean, the thing is, RQ Academy, they have the right idea to cut noise in the middle of the round. They're going to wait out for regenerating abilities, such as the Recon Dart, as well as the Guided Salvo. Once they have that again, they can push onto the site. They're pinging already what corners they want to check later on.
Gonna be easiest to come onto the side as well. They have two trips there coming from tree as well.
All missiles away.
Walking through here, the flash is good as well, and immediately RQ, they swing off immediately as soon as the fake out comes through and hits that trip. Now all the players already on the side itself, Potter to fall as well, but the amount of players in those corners will be found one by one, and Icy, he makes it hard, he makes it really tough to deal with. Right clicks to the face all around RQ Academy. They make this round incredibly expensive for Full Sense. Excuse me, the other way around.
Yeah, Full Sense did at least do some damage. Sephiroth also getting in the face of Icy. They just tried to outclassic one another. Sephiroth did win that fight, but some relatively decent restraint there from RRQ Academy. They had the ability to throw into the site. I think the key issue there was the tripwires were still getting re-enabled despite the fake out, slowing down RRQ, causing casualties, but it's still around to be taken. Full Sense though, full buy now, and do they go for the push into mid? Seems like that's the angle here.
Walking through dimensional drift down mid side here. They do flash it out, but no one is elevated. They're down mid. I spoke too soon. Potter and Laz trying to just jump out, and immediately they get shot in the face. And I see with that Bucky, it's disgusting. Leviathan will be next to fall. Apina tries to hold on the line here. It's Market. He makes it expensive. He runs out of bullets, but no fallout quite yet. Holding down this
Last
corner
player
here.
standing.
A quick TP for Apina does fall somehow. But now Sephiroth in a 1v2. His position noted as well. They know exactly where he is. Nats, he has full control of the mid-side area. Market as well. His location noted. They know he's coming in from CT. All they have to do is just combine forces. A nice crossfire setup here. Isolate these fights. Doesn't need to when you have someone as sharp as Zar.
Scanning ahead.
Yeah, Zar was prepped for it, and a bonus win from RRQ Academy. Things are looking dire for Full Sense now here, Tash, because this is a chance for RRQ to look to snowball this half immediately. Nats, though, somehow getting two with the Guardian. I think that's the most unbelievable part of the round, because you can see the logic here for Full Sense. They expect the dimensional drift play, that Yoru ain't gonna be able to shoot back. They're gonna try to catch anyone else lagging behind him. And that was the play onto Nats. But if Nats wins the fight, that's already a bad sign for Full Sense. What's worse is Potter, or rather Icy, making a bucket count on the B side, getting a kill, opening up a rifle. This is just RRQ Academy getting good news after good news, and now they have a good economy as well to work with.
I have to say, RRQ Academy is cooking right now. We're just talking about how the veto looked like it was skewed so much into Full Sense's favor, but this time around, they knew exactly what they were doing when they got these maps through. Excuse me.
Their shots have been fire.
Oh, yeah.
That's the truth.
Wait, how'd
They
you
have
learn
been
how to say
hitting-
fire? Was it from me?
Yeah, sure. I'll give you credit. Just that 50 fire, the shots be fire, and overall RRQ Academy now pressures onto the B side here, Tash.
Truly coming in from Market as well. I see already kind of coming his way onto the side as well. Bit of pressure coming in through the smokes, but Apina is just pulling down the corners as well. Trip does get broken. They hear the crossfire as well, so he's able to push out if he wants to. It's pretty massive. They just pass by each other, honestly. Icy's already on the side here. He wasn't aware that sometimes he comes through the smokes. And Apina, he takes full advantage of that misplay. Gets two to his name. Granted, he's so low though, and Moria should be able to quickly just eliminate him.
30 seconds
Woody
left.
would be over on main here as the smoke goes down. He still fights the head of Leviathan. Grenade sent out, some salvos as well. And Potter, he can hold.
planted.
There's not a lot of spaces that he can play with right now. They do have some smokes to play with. They can go onto the side together if they want. But coming here onto Logs where Moria is, he takes full control of the situation, the area, and this hold from two
There's no
of the
way.
members. I can't believe that Sephiroth actually won that. 1 HP left, and
There's no way!
Sephiroth goes big with that Sheriff. What is happening?
If I had a nickel for every time we saw back-to-back unbelievable rounds, I'd have 2 nickels just because of this map.
3.
You forget your place.
3.
You have a third?
I have a
Just
three.
this map, this map, this map.
3.
We saw it in the last half. The back-to-back. Now we
Yes.
see the back-to-back again.
Yeah.
That's 2.
I want 3.
You want 3? Maybe later if we go to overtime, because I couldn't
30
believe what I
seconds
just
left.
saw there. Another situation, Nash,
enemy remaining.
where the most unbelievable double kill with the Guardian happens because of the smoke issue.
Yeah.
But then again, Sephiroth with the Sheriff, he does some critical damage from the market, puts his opponent at 1 HP, kills the other one, and gets away with the round. What is going on?
It really was a what's going on moment there, especially that smoke play, because Icy's actually went into that smoke, and one of the players for, I believe it was Apina, left the smoke at the right time. So Icy's thought that smoke had no one in it, and that Apina went into the smoke again, refilled that space, and suddenly everything was just gone. Now immediately Potter, oh no, he's not able to TP. His timing is just so off right now. Manages to survive, but it's skin up his teeth. But if anything, RQ Academy, that big opening from onto the side, finding Leviathan is huge because it opens up so much space onto the A side.
Shadows traveling.
You know, Sephiroth playing by dice. Potter still up in hand, catches one in mid, and RQ stalling for now, but here they come onto A.
Sephiroth rendered to only 18 HP left. TP is away, spots out the smoke as well, so he's able to just teleport away too safely. And they do get that plant. Hunter's Fury just to deny that time, a bit too late if you ask me. But now, he doesn't seem to get a tag. So, nope, it does. Spoke too soon here. They do get that plant finally at the end of the day. But
Spike
Icy this
planted.
time around, his timing a bit off. Angles as well. Sephiroth to just immediately eliminate him. Nats coming in here. Potter ready for him. flicks downward as well. Full sense, they have so much of their bases covered. Moria in the smoke, it could be a massive off angle, but unfortunately for him, his timing and position has been noted. Arpinia immediately responds. But Zar, the nice little swing out forward from Wine should just dwindle down the numbers. But now suddenly there's only one player of RRQ Academy left, and Full Sense have no problem overcoming this.
Yeah, Full Sense hitting some good shots, some good plays overall, honestly. Look at this defense, and Potter using the dimensional drift. He's able to note one in the smoke, shows up on the minimap. An easy kill there for Full Sense. And I honestly thought that RRQ Academy had a good handle of the round early on, because they caught Potter with the stealth drone suppress. Got a lot of attention from Full Sense. A few players moving on around him. With a kill from Icy, they had an angle onto A, but a bit of hesitation, and especially that pick into mid, causing RRQ Academy to stop dead in their tracks. Gives Full Sense the chance to rally back onto B to reset themselves with a good hold, and this is a much needed timeout because that could have been something great for RRQ, and Full Sense instead want to take it away.
Truly. But anyways, I'm just really sad right now. The main character's gone again.
Where's Blue?
Where's Blue?
Da-ba-dee-ba-doo-da. Da-ba-dee-da-boo-da.
But you know, coming back into this, I can tell there's a lot of frustration coming as well. Look at how disheveled Sky's hair has been as well. I mean, for Full Sense, especially in the second half, I think I was already anticipating it. I mean, when you look at Full Sense, especially in the last two maps, they take a while to really warm up. They needed time to really ease themselves into this game, and it felt like, yeah, RRQ Academy was running away with rounds, but Full Sense, I mean, I have to say the adjustments they've been doing has just been really phenomenal. It's just about that this tag team situation, just playing smokes and mirrors just now, especially for Alpinia. This is definitely his game. I mean, we didn't really see him really go crazy all out in the last two maps, but somehow this time around, he's rallying.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big reason why there's so much trust in him to return back to the Full Sense banner. And lo and behold, Full Sense. 2 more to get into match points. 3 more to take the series itself. Gotta say, RRQ Academy, these kind of timeouts called by Coach Sky, I feel like it's also for their mental. Some of these picks are Full Sense. They shouldn't be getting away with it. Some quick reactions, even with low HP. Some fast flicks, allowing Full Sense to still have the numbers in their favor. Stealth throw for safety. Woody keeping an eye out. A lot more conservative from RRQ Academy this time around in how they're playing the round here.
Just waiting for the members of Full Sense to go a bit more aggressive and just punish them for it, but Full Sense, they're not biting. So in response to this, I see there with the dimensional drift onto the set itself, spots out where Nats is. Woody somehow finds a big opening onto Potter as well, so that definitely helps. So as soon as the members or players of Full Sense have been identified, they shoot back. Sephiroth finds his name, but Icy's positioning is huge. Somehow through the smokes, he's just so sharp. They get the sight, they get the plants. Sephiroth forced to push through the cage as well, hoping to catch them off guard, finds nothing. Icy waiting, just pop up his head. Immediately, swing out is huge. Nats just immediately finds his hit. And Icy, he still puts in a lot of pressure through that area. Somehow, Nats is there at the very least. So Icy, he's doing the same thing he did with the Neon, but this time on a Yoru, just take away crosshairs away from his teammates.
And he does that so many times towards Heaven. This isn't the first time we've seen him play pop a pirate over onto the corner. Spray down one, especially if either smoke or cyber case really drops. In this case, it's just some good instinct. Usually players stay inside that smoke for a little bit, and as soon as it drops, they can go quickly for the retake and catch players off guard. RRQ Academy, though, another round where they show how strong they can be. The sharps are hitting,
Cutting through.
the shots are hitting, the angles are good, and coming into most plans, they're very eager to take the initiative.
Early salvos, just to make sure no one's holding close as well. Woody trying to make sure that they don't get jumped at the very least. Quick TP back all the way onto the backside, to the back foot of mid. So if anything, they're trying to see if Full Sense is just going to get a bit more. Actually, they did. It's always to the bottom side of the mid side area, but they don't want to cross this area.
I mean, Potter has a stinger on hand. It's about Full Sense catching one of RRQ to play lurk in the mid. And Potter, he's the one breaking that drone. Saves the intel of Laz being around on the corner. But
doesn't
now
matter.
it's exposed by the recon dart. Very smart
I
from
know
RRQ. And not only that, they get a pick with Nats. It's a 1-for-1 though here, Tash.
Sephiroth is popping up as well, just kind of attack team up into mid area, but doesn't matter. RRQ Academy happy to break that wall, but that sound sensor does find one, and immediately he goes big fishing. Sephiroth for 4,
Whoa!
potentially could go for one more here. Woody, the last man standing. Regardless, he smoked out, no access to the
30
spike
seconds
itself, and
left.
Woody, with only 30 seconds to go, the call is saved, definitely.
Yeah, and the annihilation, the pressure there from the beam. Leviathan setting it up for Sephiroth to knock it all down. Do they give him the ace? That's the question. Full sense though. Their prep
10
for this
seconds
would be
left.
the wise thing to do. Would be to keep this gun for the next round. And full sense now, creeping on closer and closer to a potential win. It was just a fast response there, Tash. As soon as their mid play didn't work, they immediately hustled over to that A side, and Sephiroth was in the right place at the right time.
Really, I really like that play from Sephiroth. Great repositions as
I
well.
know
And how exactly he moved around that map. Pops out on mid, immediately repositions himself onto the side itself. Isolated fights as well for Jen, and somehow finds himself 3 as they try to break into the site. I have to say, that was a huge round thanks to him. And even if he did fall just now, his teammates were still very much in the midst of rotation. So, if anything, RRQ Academy, they need to figure out how they don't get isolated from these situations.
Revealing
Seen
area.
Sephiroth have huge moments like that before, but look at this full sense. They want to go for the pop flash, but Icy again through the smoke gets a kill.
Bison this time gets active here. 2 to his name, but Moria, he shoots back at the very least. So it's a 2 for 2, regardless of that big play. Now, the spike still very much available for them if they want to. They still have to cross this smoke. So they do just yet, but full sense, they don't want to challenge quite yet. They decide to play a little bit more passive. There's all these corners. Has access to that spike as well. So if they want to go into site, I think in terms of util, RQ Academy still has, I think, their nats around for the util just to make sure that no one is flanking them. You have Moria as well to just TP onto the site if they want to. They have one more smoke as well as the stealth drone.
This is how we
Full sense has
end.
to be careful over the smokes. Armageddon in play, and here comes Woody and the rest onto the A site.
Sephiroth playing this quarter to perfection as well. He did get splashed out, but RQ Academy, they're anticipating that hold. And regardless, Last tries to make it expensive. Moria just pops up his hit. It's just been like a two-way fight regardless. So many angles covered in by RRQ Academy, allowing themselves to play off each other. And suddenly, Pina in 1v3. We've seen huge plays. I mean, we've seen clutches as well. But RRQ Academy this time around, they have crossfire set up as well. They've heard him jump down. He's clearing out hell. They can just pop on their heads if they want to, and that's exactly what's happening. Woody, all he has to do is just swing out and just find him in the end.
Yeah, smart call by Woody, plays by Jenny, and even with the bow and arrow out, that's when the swing out comes to get that win. I have to say, full sense though, they need to be careful with how they're playing inside the smokes. Icy has the right idea. Spam the smoke. It's never safe, don't trust it. He's done that a few times already in this half especially, giving the kill. And while sure, Leviathan gets a double of his own, there's still RRQ Academy waiting there, and any pick is a good pick for them to play onto the site. Once they get onto the site, it does look like it's a lot stronger for RRQ Academy on the offense. They do send the drones though, the gate crash too, and Woody, like for some key intel, no one spotted at mid at all, even in market. And that space RRQ Academy would love to work with.
TP as well from Woody Meister, excuse me, Borea. Oh my god, all habits die hard. Now, drone onto tree immediately gets eliminated, so at least that's some form of intel, at least for Czar. Camera taken out as well for Nat, so a lot of eyes taken out here, a lot of utils already broken as well. They still have another minute to work with, so they can take their time if they want to. But as soon as they break out to the site here, I wouldn't be surprised if Laz and the rest of RQ Academy just immediately pop out, because if anything, you want to clear that backside, and that's exactly what Czar is trying to do here. Here over on Boghouse, it does hit his mark, he ran it to a T, but not enough to just really take him out. So, gonna recon that backside, immediately gets deleted as well, but they does find one. Apina does get eliminated quickly. Last trades back, answers back, quick TP in from Moria as well. Moria swings in with his teammates at RQ Academy. This flood play works to perfection.
Spike
Stuff
planted.
though here for full sense. Only the Bucky in hand for Potter. That Hunter shield is
player
so key there,
standing.
Tash. Force doesn't form the shadows, and everything's left to Potter now.
Watching lane here, Zara's been waiting for quite some time, so it's all about just time and time until Potter swings into the site as well. That was a great play from RRQ Academy. They put a lot of pressure onto Boathouse area, knowing that 2 members would be on the site, and they have to clear out the front of the site.
Yeah, as soon as Adam's Fury hit Laz there rather. He couldn't really adjust onto the site. It forced the whole anchor of Full Sense there to play into that Volt House. And RRQ Academy take advantage. Sure, it got dicey. Picks were traded along the way. But as you said, the flood was effective. And we've seen how strong RRQ Academy's flood game has been, especially here in the second half of Ascent. They put the numbers onto the site. They put the pressure on. Force Full Sense to play into these tight corners, into these committed angles. And perhaps this is what the timeout is for from Coach Lee. Full Sense, they need to be a bit more flexible coming into these site holds, or else RRQ Academy will just trap them, keep them in the corner, and kick them when they're down.
Quite surprised that RRQ Academy has got it to be this competitive. I mean, if I'm being honest right now, we were both projecting a 2-0. And now somehow we're coming to an 11-10 ending on map number 3.
I just feel that here for Full Sense, they kind of have to be careful throughout the series.
Yeah.
When their opponents are in a lesser buy state. We've seen Full Sense suffer against some of these ecos throughout.
Nats.
A big reason why these games are close. Nats, as you mentioned. Icy, Czar, finding those kind of moments, you know. And perhaps that's been the weakness here for Full Sense for this series. They're the ones on the eco now. They haven't really found success for themselves as much on the Thrifty state. And RRQ Academy will look to keep it that way.
No movement quite. Yeah, I mean, it's still very much a default from RRQ Academy. They like to suss out the front of the site here. They just try to identify where the util is.
One suppressed.
I'm pretty sure. Yep, they did get one suppressed over there onto I believe it's Pina. So at the very least, they're aware. Okay, Sova is here. So how are we gonna play around this?
Full Sense, they're just holding steady in these closer angles. Potter here, Bucky by A main, double sonic sensor for Sephiroth and Leviathan to work with. Good idea by Zarf to use the drone. It's been something RRQ Academy has picked up throughout the series. They let the fake out through. The blindside comes in as well. The rest of RRQ, it's over onto B they go.
That's great. It's a great fake if you think about it, because it's 3 members on that A side as well. You can see the quick rotations come through here. Now Pina,
30
he's
seconds
forced into that side. Not a lot of space to play with. But somehow, yeah, you get the recon. Tries to wallbang. Nat's only taking a bit of damage. Now Pina goes for 2 with that sheriff. We're just talking about him going nuclear on this sheriff rounds. And they do just that. Full Sense. They're making this hard for the rest of RRQ Academy to maintain and hold. We talked about how it's not going to be the easiest. They weren't having the best of times when it comes to these ecos. They somehow heard you, Dax, and they want to prove you wrong. And Zar here alone, Vandal in hand, tries to go for a big spray. Only good for 1, but Sephiroth with that Guardian makes this Thrifty look real good. Full Sense on 12 match points.
I don't know if I predict the future or not there, Tash, but all in all,
You're a
Full Sense,
jinxer!
they needed a Thrifty. They needed to show that they can do it too in the series. And lo and behold, they provide it here. Sure, the fake play from RRQ Academy to try and pull the attention away, but Pina shows up when he's needed the most. He's been a key role player here for Full Sense. There are a few questions while he's going to be picking up the shoes where Kahlua left off, and he's doing extremely well at it. 70 kills, second top fragger on the Full Sense banner, and it's time here to see Full Sense on match point, Tash.
Something coming through here. Woody putting out mid-side area as well. Spike very much not in their hands, and immediately as that trick comes through, immediate response is to immediately send out that shock dart.
And with the reconnaissance here from Icy, he's getting pretty deep over onto Rafters. Might find the angle here, spots up Sephiroth, and onto Jenny he goes.
Immediate flash as well, and Sephiroth tries to stay alive. He can't really move much, but Leviathan answers back. But at the same time, Annihilation, he's going fishing, and he goes for 1 more. But somehow, as the doors close, Zar gonna immediately backstab, so Leviathan should fall as well as Potter does find what's his name. Pina, he's sharp, almost goes for 2, but Potter is there to at least try and equalize. 2v1 here. Nats. He's been the sharpshooter for the team. He's been sharp as heck. He's been crazy at those multi-frags. They spotted out where the cap was, or the hat, excuse me, was coming from here. So he has an idea of what the plays are, but this double swing coming through from Full Sense does not allow RRQ Academy to